Welcome back, Fayettes and Fantasy Fiends, to chapters 6 through 13 of Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. You're listening to Book for Two. I'm Scott.
And I'm Genevieve. If you're new here, welcome to our brand of chaos.
We bring the male and female perspectives, the wild theories, the heated debates, and of course,
the couples banter you never knew you needed, but now you can't escape.
She likes her books dripping with divine drama, questionable gods, and enough tension to make a therapist rich.
And he prefers his stories with end-of-the-world stakes, monster brawls, and plot twists that fire off faster than Poco's finger guns.
Every week, we deep dive into the books that wreck your soul and make you cancel plans. And right now, we're deep diving Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine Mass.
And once a month, we shake things up with a standalone book review. So if you love unhinged theories, emotional damage, and two readers yelling about their fictional obsessions, you're in the right place.
Now it's time for our favorite part, what's new with the podcast and our actual lives. So right now we have a video currently going viral on TikTok and I think Instagram as well, a dark romance TikTok where I surprised Jen on her way home wearing a Halloween mask that we got from Spirit Halloween, and it worked out a lot better than I thought it would.
I am very disappointed in my self-defense skills.
What's funny is I didn't know what to say because I really did not expect that to go that way. I thought maybe you would just scream and be scared or hit me in the nuts. And then I knew I was on camera, so I couldn't get like too sexy because I got to use this footage. We could use the footage
up until
in other
that,
ways,
and then,
but
yeah,
like OnlyFans. Just kidding.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I was not expecting it at all. You did a really good job with the setup with the bathroom light, especially because I definitely thought you were in there because the light was on. And was confused that all the lights were off in here, but I thought, oh, maybe he's tired. So it was perfect setup. I had no clue what was going on. But I feel like my purchase yesterday at Dollar General may encourage some further.
Yeah, she went out and bought a few more masks. 75% off, mind you.
How can I say no to that? They were like less than $1 a piece.
I fucked up. I should have did this a few weeks ago while Spirit Halloween was still here to get better masks. That's where we got that one.
These three are pretty good too. I'm not mad at them.
Because to be honest, people might think that I planned this out like weeks in advance. No, I planned this out maybe hours in advance. And that was it. I had the masks. I was planning on just being sexy for you. And I was like, let's film this. See what happens. Because it could be a funny reaction. You could hit me. You could scream. It'd be good footage. See what happens.
It's another one of those times where we keep saying, why aren't we videoing our life?
Yeah.
There's some hilarious shit that happens.
Yeah.
Like when you hit yourself in the balls with the ball.
Yeah, that sucks so bad. We throw the ball for our dog and we use that little chuck it arm thing that way you don't have to touch the ball. So it was a new one and it's very flimsy compared to our old one. And so I chucked it the way I normally throw the ball and it literally hit our roof
awning.
Yeah, the awning. It bounced off the awning and bounced right back into my nuts. And I was like, this is shit you only see in America's Funniest Home Videos. And
it would have won America's Funniest Home Videos.
I want to know how people always catch these moments. They have to always have their cameras on every second.
At least twice this weekend, we've been like, why didn't somebody record that?
Other videos that have gone viral for us have involved For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn, because that one is for men and women. I've been getting a lot of men posting on these too, that this is one of the most emotional books for everybody.
It's healing in a way that people didn't know they needed to be healed.
Yeah, so right now I was slow rolling it because I was waiting for something to come in because everyone keeps talking about the Sharky chapter, wait for Sharky. So I went ahead and bought a Sharky onesie. Jen has one too.
With you. Yeah. I actually got it for you thinking it was going to fit you, not realizing like the height thing.
And then you are currently reading Bewitched by Laura, and I'm going to butcher the last name, Thalassa.
I think that's how you say it. I hope so.
How's that one going? Because I know we bought those books because of the sprayed edges, but is it actually worth the read?
I'm actually enjoying it so far. I'm only on chapter 4, almost chapter 5, but I like the premise. I like where it's going so far, and there's already been action, and I'm in.
All right, and then another thing that happened this week is we did get the beta for WoW Midnight. It's for people who don't know gaming, that is World of Warcraft Midnight. Yes, we are World of Warcraft nerds. They do have a new race. I think it's called Kharon.
But another part of the Midnight beta is the housing. I have already built my house several times and rebuilt it. I found out last night that none of this transfers over at all. So I might as well build and rebuild. I can't tear it down, though, because Violet built her whole room.
None of this is going to transfer once it opens up? Why the fuck did I waste money on a beta then?
I don't know.
Why do people do this? I feel like I just got robbed.
That is
just for some mounts?
Why would I pay to give them information on how to fix their game that they're making me pay for?
I didn't think about it that way. Motherfuckers.
And I was like, how dare you? And I was like, now I don't know if I even want to report bugs because now I'm mad. Like, for every bug I report, can you give me money off for my subscription or a free mount or something? What the fuck?
Well,
it's essentially free labor that I paid labor.
Hey, that's capitalism right there. That is like peak fucking capitalism. Let's have these idiots pay us to help us fix our fucking game. God damn it.
I'm mad about this. I still want to play in my house, but now I'm mad.
I'm mad too. All right, next up, book club. So we are currently recording on the night for November's book club. So we do not have an idea for December's book club yet. The number one possibility is
He Sees You When You're Sleeping by Alta Hensley. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And lastly, if you are a local business in the Panhandle, or if any of our listeners are business owners, preferably small business, we would like to partner with you and get your business out there to our listeners.
If this is something you are interested in, please email us at bookedfor2podcast@gmail.com. As two people who own small businesses, as well as this podcast being a small business, we would love to help others out. Okay, before we hit play on the trauma, quick warning. This episode will contain spoilers for Bonds of Hercules. Consider this your official spoiler shield.
And fair warning, this show's more Tarantino than Christmas Hallmark. You might even say it's dark Hallmark. There's sex, violence, bad language, and worse decisions. You've been warned.
All right, last week, Alexis barely had time to breathe before Bonds of Hercules threw her off a cliff. Theros was unmasked, another fate wielder stepped into the spotlight, Drex got exiled, and Alexis found herself force-bonded into a surprise double wedding she didn't RSVP for.
We also met the new alliances from hell, got a front row seat to everybody's trauma, and watched Alexis choose Patro and Achilles for her first Titan assignment, while Augustus and Kharon steamed.
And Alexis and Helen? Yeah, they broke Ceres out while there is an active manhunt for Medusa.
This week, the chaos gets teeth. We've got winged titans in Rome, a full-blown Spartan meltdown, and Achilles making decisions that would fail every morality quiz ever written.
Kharon goes feral devoted. Augustus goes full pack mule with a side of Ares air pain endurance. And Alexis earns herself a Roman fan club after surviving injuries that should have put her in a permanent coma. Oh, and she and Kharon make out while bleeding out. Super normal.
Civilians confront Spartans, alliances fracture, and someone gets added to Kharon's personal hit list again.
And we've got a new segment. Who's the flirt? Spartan Center has questions, and the emotional stakes are climbing faster than Fluffy Jr.'s final form.
All right, before we head out, if you're still listening, hit follow and leave a quick review. It's free, takes almost no time, and it helps more people like you find the show. We put a lot into this every week, so that small thing actually goes a very long way.
And if you're not already part of our little Chaos Corner online, why not? Come hang out. We post sneak peeks, unfiltered nonsense, and go live every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. Sometimes it's deep theories. Sometimes it's Scott accidentally reading smut to the internet. You really never know what you're going to get.
Get into our Discord. It's people losing their minds over plot twists, dropping unfiltered takes, and somehow bonding over it.
And for my visual learners and facial expression enthusiasts, YouTube is officially live. Full episodes, full spirals, and every single side eye I throw at Scott. All preserved in HD glory.
We've got merch. Grab something if you want to support the show.
We're talking t-shirts for your book hangovers, mugs for your emotional support caffeine, notebooks for your unhinged theories, and even vanity plates. It's branded chaos. Okay, the spoiler shield is up. This episode covers Bonds of Hercules, and Jasmine Mass gave us a full content warning, which we are passing on. Quote,
"This book contains excessive violence, language, and a brief allusion to sexual violence. Please take care of yourself while reading."
If any of these aren't your jam, now's your chance to tap out. All right, the warning's been dropped. The tea is hot, and the chaos is unlocked.
Let's dive into episode 41, chapters 6 through 13 of Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine Mass.
Let's turn the page. Guns and Other Foreplay. Chapter 6. Alexis. 6 days until the first Titan assignment.
Training wheels are off, tempers are up, and the Broody Bunch is ready to terrorize her accuracy.
Alexis is holed up in Helen's room, already doubting the brilliance of breaking Ceres out, while Helen gently panics by waving her emotional support guns around. Drex picks that moment to knock and hustles Alexis off so they're not late for their first official training session. It's raining outside and Nyx is offended. Fluffy Jr. is, of course, snacking on sticks like it's his full-time job. And Drex leads them to a rock-colored hatch that drops into a pitch-black stairwell. At the bottom, it opens into a massive underground bunker straight out of a dystopian action movie. There's fake forest, junk cars, brick buildings, and, some bullet holes to really set the ambiance.
It's all that weed, man. All right, we got this. Here we go. Then the Mass Talk starter pack steps out of the trees. 5 people in blinding white outfits. All ski masks like they're auditioning for Scream 20. How many Screams are there now, and who are we rooting for nowadays based on this whole dark romance Mass Talk shit?
I think for the mask.
So
I'm for the
Ghostface?
mask. Yes.
Got it. Weapons get handed out, and the rules are simple. The Thonic crew hide, and Alexis and Drex try not to embarrass themselves. Drex asks why they're dressed in white, blood contrast and everything.
Duh.
And with only 6 days left to get tight and ready, guns somehow beat powers.
Well, all the protectors get shoved into a designated safe zone, Nyx included, keeping an eye on Fluffy Jr., while someone dramatically activates their as seen on TV clapper light and plunges the bunker into darkness. Partial lights flicker on. Fog rolls in. Kharon cackles like he's auditioning for a horror movie. There's some explosions, and then all 5 of them vanish. When Alexis and Drex hesitate, though, Kharon immediately threatens to stab Drex, which earns him a wild shot from Alexis. She missed, of course. And he taunts her into giving chase.
Fog rolls in, Kharon disappears, and Alexis ends up hearing Patro in the fog calling her Alex intentionally.
Ugh.
She fires and misses again. They're too fast, her blind spot's screwing her over, and suddenly he's right in front of her, flirting like an enemies to lovers icebreaker. She shoots again, miss. He taunts her, says he knows she feels it too, whatever the fuck it is, then dips back into the smoke like a smug phantom.
Alexis then spots Achilles perched on a rooftop and immediately unloads on him as he hops from building to building, all nimbly-bimbly.
Bimbly.
Like a cat. When he pauses long enough to shake his head in disappointment, she flips him off, so he blows up the building beside her. She's thrown back, ear ringing, only to realize the rubble is styrofoam, and now half the fake city is on fire. And there's a muzzle right in front of her face. She screams, and Achilles cracks his neck like he's about to lunge. Maybe he's mad about Patro flirting earlier? But before she can test that theory out, another explosion rocks the set, and she books it.
She eventually presses against the metal pole in the fake forest. Not a single hit landed on any of them. They're basically Olympic track stars with knives. Metal scrapes behind her, and Augustus steps out to ask if she needs water. Water? In the middle of a murder maze? Bro. So naturally, she shoots at his face, miss again. She jogs away into the fake city, annoyed, sweaty, and furious when a tall figure drops down in front of her. Kharon, of course.
Ooh. And he accuses her of not trying, so she drops her gun like a defiant toddler. And when he orders her to pick it up, she refuses, earning a very dramatic countdown. By 2, Alexis is wondering if they're accidentally venturing into counting kink territory. She says 1 before he can, and suddenly she has a brand new hand necklace. But Kharon isn't joking. He shoves her back against the metal and uses his thonic powers to let her hear exactly what he's feeling. And the vibe is feral, full monster mode. Give it to it.
He threatens to keep her locked in the training room for a week without sleep if she doesn't shoot him. She downplays his feelings for her with it's only physical, nothing more. And he snaps. He tears himself away, and she fires at his head and misses again.
Oh.
Just by an inch this time. He calls it closer. It says that if it were just physical, he would have used her and tossed her aside like he's done with plenty of others.
So she does what any self-respecting woman would do when a man starts bragging about past hookups in the middle of a fight. She starts shooting at him. And then she stalks him deeper into the darkness.
Training finally ends and Augustus stops her. Kharon jumps in, reminding her she's not dismissed until she explains why she missed every single shot while Drex at least grazed someone. Augustus demands answers and she just stares at him. She's supposed to say, "Sorry, professors, I'm half blind, half deaf, and fully over this shit." So she gives him nothing.
When Augustus starts bellowing, Patro just has to chime in, and Alexis finally mutters, "Do you people ever shut up, boss?" And then she just walks off, done with all of them. Augustus follows. He's a little bit calmer this time, asking why her aim is so off. She lies and says she doesn't know. Meanwhile, Patro and Achilles are off to the side, signing about her, words like patience and trust and plan hanging in the air. When Drex and Agatha emerge from the showers, there's a quick standoff until Kharon raises his gun to keep Patro and Achilles back. And of course, Patro still manages to toss in a jab about her choosing them as her Titan partners.
Kharon, Augustus, and Alexis head to the showers.
Ooh.
Head will have two meanings here in a second. And there are only two stalls. Convenient. One with the door, thanks to some Gorgon with stage fright. So Alexis naturally picks the one with the door. But not before she gets the full National Geographic documentary, and this is where the other head comes in. Kharon walking by completely naked, but it's only his mangled leg that she notices, which causes him to go stone cold the second he sees her notice.
Ooh.
But then Augustus walks past, also naked, with something shiny on the head of his dick. Something she has never seen online, and she's seen plenty online. She slams herself into the stall. Being the world's first perverted prude should qualify as an Olympic sport.
Kharon starts taunting her from outside the stall, asking if the shower meets her princess standards. Then the marriage conversation resurfaces, Kharon insisting it wasn't just about her status. He became immediately obsessed with her, wanted to ruin her body and mind. Standard second date material. He keeps pressing that it's not purely physical, though the urge to stalk her is apparently overwhelming. Augustus chimes in, pointing out that both men enjoy control. Augustus with praise, hello. And Kharon with something a lot sharper, see, taser incident.
Warning bells start clanging in Alexis' skull as the two of them close in through the steam, asking if she understands what they're actually implying. She says yes. Then he hits her with, I'm so glad you comprehend what's happening here. That's my good girl. And that's the exact moment Alexis' nervous system flatlines.
All right, let's talk some shit.
Okay, so this kind of reminded me of a training exercise in like X-Men, having like an underground bunker, and then all this cool shit pops up it, and big old training montage.
Like a movie set where they practice. They have those training practice things for paintball. It's kind of like that.
Now, what I did think was interesting was they did say that the guns work better than their powers against the Titans.
So something about their powers does nothing against the Titans?
Is that confirmed, or is that just something they're told? Have they just always been taught, use the guns, not your powers?
I don't know. That's a tinfoil hat. I have no idea. That was just the thing that we were getting when it comes to the Titans. A Spartan gun is your best defense. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It would keep distance. Obviously, if you're thinking about it from a tactical point of view, you would have distance. But I would assume, like with Augustus's power, he can just get right in the head. Kharon's would be dangerous, though, because he'd have to touch.
Yeah, that would be dangerous.
I mean, his power is kind of useless against Titans anyway, because he just gives his emotions. The only thing he would do is be pretending to be fearful and give them fear. I have no idea.
So what if the Titans don't have thoughts that that Augustus could even manipulate?
That makes sense. Okay, so I can see why using the guns might be...
And of course, Patro can't do shit. The Titan's lying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patro.
That's true, though. The only one that can do shit is the one that's muzzled up. Is that a tinfoil hat?
The only one that can do anything is the...
Is that a tinfoil hat? It's tinfoil hat that he's muzzled up, because we don't know why someone would muzzle up the most powerful dude that can take out these Titans.
We don't know that he can, but we don't know that he can't.
We know he's like the most powerful dude based on the statistics that we saw at the beginning of the book.
95 out of 100.
Yeah, dude's ridiculous. I think Hades and now Alexis are probably
they don't even know what his actual power is. It still just says unknown or something.
Now we do know that his power is going to come out eventually.
It's got to.
And I do think it's going to be something similar to, he's the leader of the Inhumans. If someone remembers the name, I don't feel like looking him up right now, but as soon as he would open his mouth, he would incinerate people.
Wow.
Yeah, he was dangerous.
I'm not saying I wouldn't like that power myself, but I'm also saying it's probably not a good idea. All right, let's talk about the fact that the mentors and the professors are all doing the right, wrong things in the right, wrong ways to earn Alexis's trust.
So I'm trying to figure out what the author is doing here, because I still think she's an unreliable narrator. Because when you get to their point of views, they do seem sweet. Kharon's still a little bit psychotic, but Augustus is sweet. But remember, I mentioned offhand that I think each one of these guys represents a red flag as well, like a certain red flag.
Yes.
Because if you look at Augustus, he means well, but what he wants to do to keep women safe is take away choice. So he's one of those guys who thinks they're doing the right thing, and in their mind they are, but what they're doing is control and not doing the right thing. So that's his red flag. And then you have, obviously, Kharon's a stalker.
Yes.
And then
That's a red flag.
And then Patro is a narcissist. He is a textbook narcissist. He sees himself to do no wrong. He gaslights all the time.
Okay, I can see that.
Achilles...
He's just so quiet. He won't say anything.
He's just focused on Patro. He does not give two shits about her.
But is he jealous about Patro's
I think
like
so.
Is that why he's all getting up in her face?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
so jealousy.
There's definitely jealousy.
Okay.
Because remember, Patro was nasty to her in the beginning of Blood because he thought she was trying to get with Achilles.
So now Achilles is getting nasty with her because Patro likes her.
It's one of those situations where I think Patro wants Polly, but Achilles doesn't. He wants a monogamous
Patro.
relationship.
He wants Patro.
Yeah. But he's in love so much that he's willing to try the thing, but I don't know if that's going to hurt their relationship because both people should want something like that. I don't think they've actually talked it out. It sounds like I'm just going to get him what he wants.
Well, that's on them. They got to learn how to communicate.
Yeah.
Boys, learn how to communicate.
That's what we communicate.
Yes, exactly. All right, you ready to put your tinfoil hat on?
Sure.
Let's talk about why Helen is freaking out about them breaking out Ceres. Why is she freaked out?
They did something illegal? I have no idea. I still think Ceres is Medusa.
I think so, too. Oh.
When Patro said the height difference and all that stuff. And they keep mentioning being able to switch body parts out and things. So, I don't know. And you also have shape-shifting, but I'm not sure if Medusa's a shapeshifter, if she has that kind of power. Because she is a creature, so who knows what kind of creature power she has.
Other tinfoil hat. This is just the ongoing. They called Fluffy Jr. an obese horse. Nix did.
Yeah, this is an ongoing joke with the author because
clearly a Pegasus.
We all know he's a Pegasus.
I'm gonna die laughing if he's not. I don't even know what I would do if he's not.
But what I love what's going on here is everyone's oblivious. It's not just Alexis because
everybody's like, why does he look so weird?
In the first book, obviously Alexis was oblivious because she was dehydrated and sleep deprived and all that stuff. So it would make sense for her to not notice things. And that was the whole point of that book. And that's why I thought, okay, maybe she's just the only one that doesn't notice that he's turning into a horse. But it seems like nobody notices, even though they're like, oh, horse-like features. Just come on, guys, put it together. But
he's got a dog body, so it can't be that.
But it's a running gag.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I love running jokes like this that last forever and then they pay off at the end. And even though it's obvious to us, it's still fun.
Quote of this chapter. Nothing in life was more powerful than two women affirming each other's horrible life choices.
There you go.
Love it. All right, let's talk about your pick for this chapter.
All right. So,
Really?
of course, I'm going to talk about penises. Come on. We find out that my boy, Augustus, has a Prince Albert.
So are you going to cosplay that?
First, I have a question. Because where the piercing goes matters. Because isn't a Prince Albert different from, because one's head, one shaft, right? I think Prince Albert's the head,
I believe that there
right?
are a bunch of different ones.
I think Albert's the head.
I think you're correct.
What? Is it a ring or is it a stud?
I don't know. She just saw a flash of silver. She didn't tell me.
I can't cosplay it if I don't know what the fuck it is. So
Jasmine,
we're going to need to know what kind of... Just... Oh, God. Everyone's going to call me out now. Creating OnlyFans. God damn. I don't know what... We ain't Augustus OnlyFans, Prince Albert.
I don't know how to follow my pick after that one.
Good luck.
Mine was just Augustus being nice and offering her water, and so she shot at his face, which is not nearly as funny as yours.
No, it's still funny, though, because
man.
he's still a nice guy.
Yeah, he's nice, and she's, oh, that's sweet. Bang.
Yeah. Oh, and then we get the opposite for one of our spicy moments, the old hand necklace. That's a classic, though.
Yes, thanks,
That's a classic.
Karen.
Everybody likes the old hand necklace. Especially
Speaking
a good tattooed hand necklace.
Ooh.
Because he's got the skeleton.
skeleton.
There you go. Oh, that'd be it. That's a hot one.
All right.
Okay.
And the other spicy moment is me just being disappointed about the lack of a spicy moment. They talked about, we like control, and I like spicy things. And then
yeah.
she's understand.
Well, didn't Augustus and Prince Albert get close to her?
Yeah, but they were like, all right. And then the chapter ended.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm hopeful for the next chapter.
Oh, you think something's going to happen next chapter?
I hope so.
I think something does.
Turn the page.
Let's go.
Okay.
The Lover, Chapter 7, Patro.
Patro's spiraling. Achilles is soothing him with his whole body. And suddenly Alexis is the least spicy thing in the room.
The lover? Sure, whatever helps him sleep at night. Patro is having a whole fucking meltdown because Augustus and Kharon beat him to the punch. He's pacing around, mentally listing every tiny thing he's ever done for Alexis, while not realizing the wrong, which is a typical narcissist behavior. Basically acting like he's entitled to first dibs when clearly Kharon called dibs, but no one was around to hear it. So if dibs falls down, does it make a sound?
Is this the whole if the tree falls and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Right? Does it count, though?
No.
How do you prove
no,
the dibs?
because you said no one was there to hear it, so there is no dibs.
Oh.
We settled that.
Patro didn't technically call dibs, though.
He didn't. Oh.
So no one's really called dibs.
So no one's called dibs yet. Okay, we're still waiting on a dibs.
All right, still waiting on a dibs. Good.
And when Alexis simply wipes her face, Patro took it as she was flashing her ring at him, looking down on him. Okay, this bro has some serious issues that he should probably go to therapy about. However, we find out that before Aphrodite came and retrieved his mutt butt, he was living the cush life. But the Gorgons were instructed to break the bitch out of him. Ooh. They saw his human side as a weakness, and they thought they could torture that side out of him. Ooh. And while he'd been reminiscing about the good old days, he had accidentally been stalking towards Alexis. And then everybody gets all snarly and itchy trigger fingers, so Patro storms off to the showers.
And cut to Patro in the showers trying to scrub his own skin off, not cleansing, but centering himself. He's scrubbing because he's losing control and he can't stand it. Then the body wash starts to run out and he snaps. Fist goes straight for the tile, except Achilles catches him mid-swing. Reminds me of those TikToks where the guy goes to punch the mirror and then the wife suddenly pops up. You know what I'm talking about? And when Patro tries to pull away, Achilles slams him back against the wall. Not today. Sit the hell down. Achilles is going to calm him right down.
Then Achilles tries to calm him down, and we get the tea about what the dynamic is for the Crimson Duo when it comes to Alexis. And I think it boils down to this. Patro and Achilles just want to be together, marry each other, but they can't. Everyone else judges their relationship except Alexis. So Patro feels safe with her, and he has at least a hint of attraction towards her. Achilles, on the other hand, really only seems to have eyes for Patro. Patro is literally his only focus, so it is very one-sided.
Which is why Achilles is trying to get Patro to chill the fuck out about the whole Alexis thing, is bringing up Patro's past and causing him to have nightmares about the Gorgons. He's not eating, barely sleeping, barely keeping it together, and Achilles is worried about him. Even used the phrase, before you get bad again, which caused Patro to push back hard. And then it was on. You all know what happened. You read it. Jen listened to it at work. I don't think we need to play-by-play, but let's just say Patro calmed the fuck down.
Patro partially expresses that the reason he wants them to marry Alexis was because she respects their love, but cannot voice that she wouldn't try to take Achilles, his only family, away from him was the other reason. After a beat of studying Patro's face, Achilles proclaims, with fire in his eyes, "For you, my love, she'll be ours," in sign language.
All right. Let's talk some shit.
We got a bit more of Patro's backstory.
I would say Achilles got a little bit more backstory from Patro, if you know what I'm saying. Back it up.
You did not just go there. Oh my God, that was hilarious. He doesn't need therapy for that. Maybe. But he definitely needs therapy for the whole Gorgon thing.
Yeah.
So he was raised in the human world as an entitled human.
Yeah, so he's been entitled his entire life, which might explain his narcissism, because it sounds like he might be a sociopath as well.
Maybe. And then the House of Aphrodite, I don't know how he was as a human. Maybe he wasn't a terrible person as a human, and they brought him over and they're like, we're going to break all of that. So maybe this is what he became.
That could be it. Yep.
Maybe this is why he is this way.
Yeah, because to make him...
Because he keeps flip-flopping. So which side of him is the human side, and which side is the side that they're trying to push on him?
That's why I don't think this is a regular why choose, because Achilles and Patro are 100% gay for each other. They are in love.
Now, they did say that they were bisexual.
Yes, but from what it sounds like is they want to be together and they need a way out of this marriage bullshit, and Alexis is safe. So if you think about it like in the real world, think about like
a lavender marriage.
Exactly. Back before 2015 when gays could get married, they would do maybe something like this. And maybe that's what the author is hinting at, like with these lavender marriages. And Because I really don't think it's not a sexual thing for them like it is for Augustus and Kharon. You never hear Patro, especially not Achilles, but you never hear Patro like talk about her in a sexual way. Because remember back in Blood when she was getting dressed, when she was on the mend, he would always step out and things like that.
Look away. Yeah.
He admits that she was beautiful, but he never said anything sexy or derogatory ever.
It never seemed like he was looking at her in a sexual way.
Exactly
It seems,
her.
again, the men are trying to use her
Yeah.
for their own purposes, which is bullshit.
It sounds like a lot of his fucked up shit comes from the Gorgons.
Yes.
Which explains his kink, which explains the dynamic between him and Achilles as well.
Yes, because he's from the house of Aries, so he's obviously going to be more dominant.
Exactly.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're a little bit of psychology for
That was exciting.
Patro. Not that we're psychologists. So please take anything we just said with a grain of salt. We are not psychologists. We are
I stayed at a Holiday Inn
speculating.
Express last night.
There you go. Okay, so
Do you want to put your tinfoil hat on?
we can.
Oh.
Go for it.
All right. I think Augustus and Achilles are a lot more alike than we think. I keep forgetting that they have the same father. So this was a direct quote. The beast of the house of Aries was back. He'd never really left, just liked to pretend he was someone else, someone nicer. And that sounds like Augustus.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they're a lot more alike than we think they are. And I wonder how he would be and how he would speak if he weren't muzzled.
Achilles doesn't come off as a bad person either. He just only cares about Patro. Like, that is his love.
Legitimately. Like,
That's it.
he just wants to live and love Patro. That's what
And
it seems like.
I think the way Achilles feels is this. Okay, I understand what Patro is getting at. We need to fix this whole marriage thing. And he's right. Alexis accepts us for who we are and what we are, which is important. And, okay, sure. So I will help try to make this happen to make us happy. But, again, it goes back to communication. Why not just talk to Alexis? She might even understand this one probably better than the professors, if I'm being honest.
Why can't everybody just have a conversation?
Yeah,
Goddamn.
just be like, look, we're in love, but we cannot be married to each other. So why don't we just do this? Because then it's not even
Will
sexual.
you Lavender marry us?
Yeah.
And then she can fanfic dream about Carl Gauss to her heart's content.
Well,
for the
not
rest of
only
her
that,
life.
but also gives Alexis the choice to where if Patro and Achilles wanted her to join in, she would have that choice then. And they would all have that choice where, okay, yes, we're married for the sake of being married, but it sounds more of a choice at that point for all of them to have that kind of relationship versus the professors where it's, I'm going to tie you to the bed if you leave, rawr, kind of thing.
But does she like that?
And I think that's why there's the difference between the mentors and the professors, because I think women like both. And that's why it's a
You
why
are
choose.
not wrong. All right, let's talk about the quote for this chapter.
Okay.
That was an easy one. Clearly, it is in sign language. For you, my love, she'll be ours.
Yeah. That just shows their relationship.
He's willing to do whatever it takes for Patro.
Yeah.
Because Patro is everything to him. All right, the spicy moment. Listen, you read it. It was spicy. Enough said.
Yeah, but it wasn't too spicy.
It wasn't the entire chapter either.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Patro's backstory. We got a lot of feelings. We got a lot of information about why he feels the way he feels about Alexis and Achilles. So we got a lot, but there was a little spicy bit too.
Yep.
All right. Are you ready to turn the page? Men Who Kneel. Ooh. Chapter 8. Alexis. 0 days until the first Titan assignment.
It's assignment day. Persephone's popping in like a Marvel cameo, and every man in Alexis's orbit is kneeling for one reason or another.
As they should be. The day has finally arrived for their first Titan assignment, and Alexis is equal parts ready and absolutely not ready. She heads out before dawn with Fluffy Jr. trotting along and Poco riding him like a tiny deranged cowboy. But no Augustus in sight, which is weird. She barely turned around when Persephone materializes out of thin air. And she pulls Alexis into a hug and launches into a whole, with great power comes great responsibility monologue. Thanks, Uncle Ben. And then she asks if Alexis truly understands what it means to have the blood of Hades and Demeter. Alexis says yes, but obviously she and we have no clue. Persephone only says their power is unique and that it is much easier to wield insignificant power, wink wink, and then vanishes before the Federation catches her. That was useful.
Still rattled from Persephone's pop-up prophecy hour, Alexis heads into the atrium where the whole Assembly of Death looks like they're about to shoot Avengers Sonic Edition. Augustus hands her a pager, press it if she's in danger, and tucks it into her cargo pocket. And she hits him with the classic, I can take care of myself. His warmth shuts off instantly, and he goes full command mode. Keep yourself safe or else. On cue, Patro strolls over and shatters the moment like it's his job.
Patro assures Augustus she'll be completely safe with them, which earns more side eyes from Achilles. Then Kharon materializes in her blind spot like the Grim Reaper himself and hands her leather holsters loaded with more knives and guns. When she tries to decline, she's already armed. He shuts that down fast. She's new. She's a woman. She needs more. And then he doesn't even hand the holsters over. He straps them onto her himself. Oh, that's hot. Augustus also notices. And Alexis promptly pretends that none of this is happening and flees to Drex, asking if he wants to join her suicide pact or at least take some extra guns. He's all in on both counts.
Then Arthritis appears with assignments. Hades is in Australia with Ares chasing a Titan. Agatha and Drex get shipped to Canada. Augustus and Kharon are heading to the Amazon, and Alexis, she is stuck with the Crimson duo going to Rome. Her very first Titan assignment, and they're sending her straight into a major protected zone. Artemis confirms everything. Titan behavior is changing, but the rules just shifted, and now they have to literally bag and tag a Titan. Additionally, Artemis warns them that Medusa blew up their ambush plans. War is already escalating, and Thonics are about to be under a microscope. Then Arthritis vanishes and leaves them all standing there. What? War?
All right, let's talk some shit.
Okay.
Something is up with Persephone. So I really want to talk about this. She was really weird about that whole interaction, and I'm a little freaked out by it.
So I told you yesterday about my wild-ass theory. So my wild-ass super tinfoil hat theory is that, and I am probably way the fuck off, but it sounds fun to me.
All right, let's go.
That is super anti-patriarchy, in that Persephone, Alexis, and Medusa are going to bring the whole fucking thing down. Because if you think about the main characters, Persephone is known for what? Being kidnapped and being forced to be in hell. And then you have...
That's the original version,
That's
right?
what I mean. We're going original Greek. If you
Okay,
go by
original,
the original
okay.
Greek.
Okay.
Medusa also was essayed and turned into a monster for something that was not her fault.
Yes.
And Alexis put in all this predicament that she's put in, not her fault, kidnapped, captured, forced marriage, all this shit.
And they're using her. Ooh, I love
It's a way the fuck out there
love
thing.
this theory, though.
I would love it if it happened. That'd be cool as hell. Like these three badass women just tear everything down.
Ooh, I would love it so much.
Because it was the men that created these stories to begin with. The original Greek stories. Boom.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Oh, I love that theory. Okay. Real quick.
And then a war.
Yeah. What war is she talking about? It sounds like there's an ambush plans. Medusa breaking out ruined their plans to attack the Olympians. What plans?
I think Olympians and Thonics are starting a little Crips and Bloods. Old school brawl. Going back to the old Great War.
Real quick about this Persephone thing. I can't let this go. So, Persephone pops in and gives her a hug. So this whole time she's hugging her. And I'm just going to read little snippets. It felt right when she hugged her. Immediately, it felt right. Persephone's power was a living, prickling thing, and she smelled like wet earth tinged with hunger. The hunger part is what tripped me out. Okay? Then she talks about blah, 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 blah. And when Persephone disappears, I stared at where she stood. In a daze, I staggered forward through the villa. Nyx hissed as she slithered around my shoulders. In a daze? Why was she in a daze? Then, fast forward to when she gets down to where the assembly of death is, and they're getting all suited up. It says, I sat down on the hard marble, and then in parentheses, collapsed from exhaustion that had nothing to do with sleep deprivation. What was that exhaustion from then? So, I'm not sure what Persephone did. I feel like something happened, and I cannot pinpoint what it was. So anyways, that's my little tinfoil hat for that one.
No, that's a good one.
All right, so let's talk about these other tinfoil hats. We got a lot for this one.
Why did Drex not have a good feeling about today?
Yeah, he was about to say something like, I don't have a good feeling about today. And then, Artemis popped in? And
Are we still thinking that he might be a spy? It's a possibility.
It's still a possibility.
That fucking
I
drone joke has to land.
The drone
That's
joke,
another
'cause he's
one
got
that's
a
out there.
bird.
It's gotta
We're
land.
still watching you, Drex. All right, let's talk about why Poco is hanging out with Fluffy Jr. and Alexis, and there's no Augustus. That was it.
Because Poco's starting to warm up to her.
I love it, but he's always with Augustus, and Augustus wasn't anywhere.
Have we confirmed that she can speak to?
No, we have not. I don't know that she can.
I'm also wondering if maybe that she is getting used to her powers, that creatures are just warming up to her more, like the old Disney princess thing.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Just think about it.
She's a Disney princess.
She is a Disney princess. That's exactly what this is. She's a Disney princess.
Why did I just now realize that?
She's slowly scooping up animals.
Oh my God, she's a Disney princess. I love this. Okay. Ooh, let's talk about Artemis. Is Artemis afraid of the children of the House of Ares? And if so, why? I have no idea why. But the fact that her mist, or whatever it is that she does, surrounded not Augustus and not Achilles. It didn't surround Alexis either, though. I don't know.
Do we know what her power is?
I don't think so. Shooting squirrels out of trees?
Yeah, apparently shooting squirrels out of trees.
All right. Do you want to take the quote?
Sure. Nyx, I think I just fell in love.
Oh, that was so cute. That was when Augustus was being super sweet to her.
Yeah.
When he said, family over all. All right. My pick for this chapter is the desire to live in our feminine, to sit back, relax while someone else handles everything. And then the independence hits and we can't let go. And I totally understand her reaction to wanting to let Augustus take over. She doesn't want to fight. This is not what she wants to do. She wants to chill on the couch and do math equations and that kind of thing. But she's a badass woman, so this is how it has to be. And it's like this whole switch that flips. And though we want to be the princess, we got shit to do. So I totally get that.
Like it. All right. You ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Poison Tongues, Chapter 9, Alexis.
Patro picked the worst possible time for a DTR. Achilles is damage controlling like a full-time job. And Alexis exposes all of them with one accidental sign.
They're in Rome, and Patro tells Alexis to stay behind them because it's her first mission. And honestly, it's not that dumb of an idea to see how it's done first. Basically, it's like someone passing their driver's test and being asked to drive Formula One. As the three of them and their animal protectors carefully case the city of Rome, Alexis can't help but notice how deathly quiet it is, pun intended. Rome was taken out decades ago by a Titan attack, and the city never really recovered. Alexis feels a sinister energy as they walk through death.
Where they're at is a protected zone, and Patro thought it was weird because Titans have not entered a protected zone in years. And he's actively wondering if Arthritis' intel is even good. Alexis felt uneasy, and Patro assures her everything will be fine as long as they are there to protect her. That doesn't scream foreshadowing. As they make their way towards the Colosseum, Patro figures now is the best time to have a talk with Alexis, and Achilles knows this is bad timing. Alexis, of course, thinks she's going to get murdered by them, which makes Nyx tense.
Patro is stumbling badly over his words. Even his attempt at an apology is cringe, but then he mentions the marriage bond. He says he can tell she's miserable from it. Murderous would be the right word. But he thinks they know a way to help her out of it. And to be honest, it's a solid plan. Absolutely nothing could go wrong. So Marsha Brady goes in on the details about how she could use her blood to bring them to the brink of death. And that should be enough to sever the bond. Alexis seems concerned about the slim chances of this working and the very real possibility of killing her husbands. Patro, however, is acting like it's just another Tuesday.
And then Alexis raises a fair question. Why ask this now when they should be hunting Titans? Patro tries to make it seem like it's for her benefit. And she calls bullshit. She knows that they are also looking to get out of this marriage law. And he tries to say it's more than that, but like a true man, he refuses to convey his true feelings. But she thinks it's even deeper, something secret. And a typical deflection move from Patro as he tries bashing Jan Brady, Kharon. Patro is fucking up so bad, and Achilles has to step in to shut him down before he ruins everything.
Then Alexis starts in on her shit talking as Nyx riles her up. She's pissed, and rightfully, because Patro is acting like a spoiled baby. She sees Achilles sign to Patro again about, this isn't what you wanted. This isn't what you were supposed to say. When Alexis' anger gets the best of her, because as she asks what he was supposed to say, She signs as well, and Achilles notices. Now he wants to know how long she's known sign language.
Shit. The truth comes out.
Yes. So now
Let's
they
talk some
know
shit.
she knows sign language. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Let's.
All right. So now they all know she knows sign language.
Yes. Whoops. And also good. Not good and good at the same time. At least now she can communicate with Achilles, but now she can't be a little secret sign language spy.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how they're going to take it, which we'll see next chapter, obviously.
Probably not very well.
No.
But let's talk about Patro and Achilles thinking that they found a way for Alexis to essentially break her bond and divorce Kharon and Augustus.
So that will come up later again.
Oh,
that's foreshadowing.
It's got to. Oh my God. And that's pretty intense.
Oh, okay. This can go one of two ways with the marriage bond breakage.
Ooh, what's that?
Both or one of them is going to sacrifice their marriage bond for her.
Oh, that's
so
an
either
theory.
They're both going to sacrifice to let her choose or keep the Y choose, or our author is going to let her choose, and then either Kharon or Augustus severs their bond to let them live happily ever after. I don't know. Someone's bond is going to get severed, basically, with this. That's where I'm going with it. Do you disagree? Why bring this up at all in your book if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, there's got to be this. It's got to be something about severing the marriage. Yeah, this has got to come up later.
These two. It's just these two.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be a happily ever after? It's going to be wide choose. Whose bond do you think is going to get severed?
I'm thinking with the professors.
You're thinking both are going to get severed?
Why not? And then she can pick whoever she wants. So just because you married them, they met the letter of the law, right? They got married.
I'm still trying to.
They got married. Can they get divorced now? All they had to do was meet the letter of the law.
But I'm still trying to figure out how Charlie plays into all this.
I don't know. We need more Charlie. We need more information about Charlie. Like, we just don't have enough information about Charlie.
Either way, someone's marriage bond is going to be severed, or they're going to sacrifice, or it's going to happen because why put it in the book?
Yeah, it wouldn't be in here if it wasn't, for sure.
So moving on to our main tinfoil hat section. So the energy in Rome, people dead, which is why they're there, but they're in a protected zone.
But there was a sinister energy. It was a specific sinister energy, which was noted. So interesting. Nothing else was about it.
Only Chthonics give off sinister energy. Olympians wouldn't give off sinister energy. Because remember, they were questioning, why is Artemis sending us here?
Because they aren't usually within the protected zones. They haven't been there in 100 years. So you know how...
What? Light bulb? Because I see our next tinfoil hat, which could go into the whole government conspiracy shit between Chthonics and Olympians, the SOAR.
Yeah.
Because she mentioned that Patro would take her kidneys and shit.
Yeah, and she's always been concerned about that.
So SOAR's a real thing.
That's what it sounds like. Every year we had an assembly on SORE, which stands for Snatching Organ Resistance Education. So it's like drug abuse resistance education, but for snatching organs. This is the important part. We all signed a pledge to not sell our body parts to anyone but the government.
There it is. It is.
Isn't the Federation the government?
Yes. We said that the Titans are being built.
Olympians are in charge of the Federation?
And they can piece together body parts and shit from humans and whatnot. Because humans also sign these documents, right?
Yes. They all signed. It says we all signed a pledge to not sell our body parts to anyone but the government. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All of the bones that they're walking over? Where'd all of the body part? Oh.
What happens to the initiates from the Crucible as well? Are they sewing the body parts onto the initiates?
Oh. The initiates started out as how many? 100 of them?
That's the massacre.
And only, yeah. Where'd those 50 bodies go? Shit. That's a whole bunch of body parts.
That's a lot of body parts.
Oh, my God.
And then with the initiates, would you keep them until they turn 20? That way they're immortal and then turn them into Titans? Is that how it might work?
Maybe.
Because where are you getting all these Titans from? Because the Titans, because obviously they breed fucking rabbits out there.
I don't think they breed. They're made. The Titans are made.
No, not the Titans, not the Titans. I'm talking about the Olympians. When they go and breed, they make a whole bunch of mutts everywhere. So that's why they're able to have these crucibles initiations every year. What the fuck? This is nefarious as shit. Are they just harvesting body parts during
my
these
God.
massacres?
To take out all the Thonics eventually? Is that their
Well,
plan?
are the sinister energy, are their Thonics working with? I am okay. All right.
Where are we?
What? Yeah, we're like fucking like we're treading water at this point.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that's enough for our tinfoil hat section, I'd say.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah, okay.
that got deep. Literally. Okay, I guess on to our quote. So please enlighten me. What was his script in sign language?
Boss move. Absolutely
Yeah.
boss. Sucks that she accidentally revealed herself when she didn't mean to do it, because it probably would have been even more boss if she had planned it.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. My pick for this one was they had no idea who I was. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Because she essentially caught on to their bullshit that they wanted to use her for their marriage bond instead of letting Kharon and Augustus use her. So it was just trading one out for the other, and she was over that bullshit.
Well, this is what you and I talked about last night with people not having patience with books. Because in Blood of Hercules, you're frustrated as fuck with her because you're like, everyone's bullying you, stand up for yourself, do this shit, do that shit. And now we're seeing her finally stand up for herself, not taking any shit because she became the monster. And she said that at the end of Blood, but people weren't patient. They weren't watching that, okay, that is one aspect of her life, which if you look at the cover of the book, the rosebuds are closed.
Mm-hmm.
This book, they're opened. She's blooming. So if people would just chill the hell out and read the book for what it is, they'd get it.
If you want some help with it, we're here.
We're here.
All right. Are you ready to turn the page?
Yeah, because I think because we had the sword and lore talk, but I think we've
Yeah, I think we're good.
exhausted that one.
Yep.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Sign language, chapter 10, Alexis.
One sign language slip, one meltdown, and two titans waiting in the wings. Literally.
Alexis was so angry that she let her secret slip that she knows sign language, and Achilles is beyond shocked and pissed. She told them that she kept it a secret because she was scared for her life, which, based on Patro's reaction, is legit because he calls her an entitled bitch. And he's a narcissist. Is he gaslighting, projecting on her? Of course.
Yes.
And she stands up to him. Fuck yeah. He tries to pull the "we did everything for you" card. And she trumps that with the ace up her sleeve. You made me feel worthless. You made me want to die.
And instead of taking responsibility, he reacts like he's the victim. But this was the first time Patro was silent. That's how you shut them down, by calling them out and not giving an inch. As always, the ever-protective bonus protector Nyx offers to shut him up for good, but Alexis politely declines. And then they all hear three young voices who immediately recognize the Crimson Duo. Typical hero exchange. I want to be you when I grow up. Stay in school, kid. Classic 80s superhero line. After Patro was pouting and Alexis was over all the Broody Bunch males. This is too much brooding. I swear, there's got to be a limit in a book, a fine balance of brooding in a book, if you will. All four of these guys just, I'm pining over Alexis.
We did call them the Broody Bunch.
Exactly.
After an hour of awkward silence, there was still no sign of the Titans. Spoke too soon, because two figures dropped from a 4-story building.
Hell yeah.
All right, I really hope we get some type of movie, TV series, animated series. I really want to see how grotesque these Titans are, because these aren't your normal cut and paste Titans. They are cut and paste. So just different body parts or extra body parts.
In this case, extra. These fuckers had wings, not just normal feathery wings, not even vampiric bat wings. No. Jasmine Mass decided to make sure people didn't sleep for a long time with these creatures. Their wings were 20 feet wide and made up of, and I will not spare a single detail here, quote, their leathery appendages were a patchwork of mismatched puckered flesh that appeared to be sewn together. Here's the best part. The seams where skin connected were swollen, oozing with infection.
All right. If you were eating while Scott read that, please send your formal complaint to bookedfor2podcast@gmail.com. Please be sure to direct it to Scott, as he was the one who insisted we all relive this description. All right. Then they smiled at them in sync, just to freak you out even more. And Fluffy Jr., without hesitation, jumped right in front of Alexis. And with that false start, the Titans blitz. The Crimson Duo tried to block with guns blazing as Alexis stood frozen in terror. Yeah, that didn't do shit to the Titans. They are level 7. And now they're level 7 with wings.
Ooh. Then one of the Titans attacked and knocked Patro through the air like a fucking ragdoll, and his neck was broken. That fired up Achilles as smoke rose around him. Alexis unholstered her guns, and then the second Titan joined its friend because Alexis thought that they were solo hunters. Achilles ran towards Patro. Alexis ran the opposite direction, and the Titans chased Alexis. After Achilles reached Patro, he fired off a few shots, dropped his weapons, and poofed away with him. So now she was alone with barely any training to face not one, but 2 level 7 creatures with grotesque pussing wings attached to their fucking backs. Good luck and fuck the mentors.
Wow.
So let's talk some shit about the mentors.
Let's talk some real shit.
Yeah. First of all, let's talk about the Titans. What the fuck? We were just talking last chapter about body parts and shit. I guess we know where they're at now. Attached to the fucking wings of creatures.
Are they skinning people? Are they skinning people and making them into wings?
Hey, Jasmine, were you on some shit when you were thinking this up? So I want to know what you were on, please, and you can send a
Is there a
discreet
movie
email.
that's like this or anything right now?
Oh, there's all kinds of grotesque movies.
know.
Oh, what is it? Was she watching, was it Tusk? No, Human Centipede.
Oh,
There you go.
What about Hannibal?
Tusk is
Red
gross, too.
Dragon.
Don't watch Tusk. What?
What about Red Dragon?
Red Dragon is like more
Like
suspense
Buffalo
scary.
Bill. But Buffalo Bill, like his whole thing was the skin thing.
Yeah, but that's more suspense scary. You really don't see shit. I'm talking, if you want to see what these fuckers
No, I don't
might
wanna
look like,
see it.
I'm just giving you some references for all
It
the people
reminds
who are
me-
weird and love this shit.
I don't watch horror movies, but it
I'm
makes
s-
me think of like The Hills Have Eyes.
I would
Like the
I
cover
need
of The
this.
Hills Have Eyes.
I need this as a series now. I want to see what these fuckers look like.
I would not be mad if this was animated because I think I could be okay with that.
I honestly, truly believe in my heart of hearts that if this was an animated series, people would 100% change their mind on this book because it would show you the ridiculousness and how much fun this book is. She created Titans with 20-foot flesh wings that are pussing. You cannot tell me this book is serious.
Come on, why are you keep saying that?
Fuck.
Anyway.
Yeah, I can't wait for next couple chapters because the fights are pretty good.
Yes.
But anyway, so tinfoil hat, real quick.
Mhm.
They're also solo hunters, but now pack hunters now.
Yeah, there's 2 of them and she made note. Oh, I thought they were solo hunters. And they seem to be in sync.
Yes, because they smiled at the same time. So they're in sync, but not in sync because they smiled at the same time, but they were able to attack different. Are they being controlled?
What
Like
if they're being
robots?
controlled? What if it's like Hell and Hound? What if someone can see through their eyes like Kharon can see through Hell and Hound?
Possible. But it does sound very robotic. Someone's controlling them.
Yes. Or at least is able to, let's smile now, and now you can attack separately.
And they
kind of
had
thing. I
that
don't know.
sinister aura when they showed up.
We got 2 more big takeaways,
Yes.
obviously, that Alexis knows sign language, and now they know.
And then-
So
but they're acting like fucking babies about it.
I feel like Achilles is hurt. I feel like his feelings are hurt by it. He's mad. Don't get me wrong. He's mad, but he's also hurt. Like, we could have been talking this whole time.
It doesn't matter. They didn't give a fuck to talk to her, though. That's the issue because they treated her like shit from the second she showed up. So why would she give them an inch? She's terrified for her life because A, she didn't even know what the hell she was, and she's dragged into a massacre where 40 bodies are met, and then 2 giant dudes show up and like, you're mine now, and then take you to their house, and then talk mad shit to you the entire time, drop you in a fucking crucible to where you're delirious. So
Has Achilles been talking shit, though, or has it just been Patro? I don't
no,
know.
he did talk shit. He talked
Did he?
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he talked shit to Patro, and that's how she was able to see it.
Okay.
He did talk some shit.
All right.
So I have zero sympathy for either one of those 2
Yeah.
at this point. I have sympathy for what happened in their childhoods and shit, but the way they're treating her, I don't.
I am curious about Achilles' reaction to when she said because she was afraid of him. Like, he was genuinely taken aback.
That's why I'm wondering if this is an unreliable narrator because everyone keeps saying we're trying to do the best for you. We're trying to do this for you. And I'm wondering if her fear and her trauma
Perception of every.
because the way she's been treated her whole life and her trauma, maybe that's just the way she perceives the world and perceives everyone, that everyone is just out to hurt her no matter how nice they are. And we could be seeing all this wrong and all 4 of them are nice. So that's another tinfoil hat that is way out there, that she's wrong. And that's why we are seeing their point of views, because we keep saying they're nice. But I can't really get over the stalker thing, though. Because he actually is stalking her. Because that is
No, he actually, he has issues.
I don't know. I have no idea where she's taking us with this book right now.
I know. I'm excited to keep going, though. All right, let's do this other tinfoil hat. Oh, I've got 2 tinfoil hats here.
Okay.
Has she actually met organ snatchers? Because she says the organ snatchers she knew were more blah, 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 blah. So it sounds like she's actually met organ snatchers.
Sounds like it. That's cool. Or not cool.
And then my other tinfoil hat. The Titans were very focused on her. So the Titans...
Targeted.
Yes.
Yes.
The Titans...
We do think that
between her and the Titans was Achilles. Achilles was between them. The Titans had access.
Hold on.
Could have easily taken out Patro and Achilles before going, but they were focused on a...
We thought somebody tried to assassinate her as a baby. So now that everyone knows who the fuck she is, she's being targeted, maybe. And that's why they attacked Patro first, because they knew how Achilles would react and leave her alone. I'm just saying, if I'm the villain, I'm taking out Patro, because there's no way you're taking out Achilles. You ain't doing that shit. Patro's the easiest one to take out, is going to piss Achilles off. Boom, you got those 2 out there. You're chasing Alexis.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And I feel like the author is that type of person that would think 50 steps ahead. I just don't know what steps we're taking. I feel like we're in a maze and there's 1,000 different routes to take, but all of them are fun. All of them are fun little routes.
All of them are fun. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like no matter which way we go, we're going to have a good time. There's going to be a party at the end of each one. It'll just be a different type of party.
Yeah, it depends on who you're partying.
I kind of like that thinking with the book. Like, no matter what party you go to, there's going to be a fun party at the end.
I really like that.
Yeah. That's how I feel about this book.
I love it. All right, I love that perspective.
Okay, so quote.
Yes.
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, no. You made me feel worthless. You made me want to die.
See, and that goes back to her blooming and finally standing up to them and letting them know how she feels.
And I love that he was using his powers and he got the full brunt of that truth.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it felt like a gut punch to him, because it should. After all the shit that he put her through, and she clearly felt this way. So he should feel it.
What didn't he do that he should have done? That anyone should do with they make someone feel this way?
Apologize.
Yes.
Yes, and he did not.
He did not.
He went on the defensive.
That's what I mean. That's why being textbook narcissists. They do not apologize. They go on the defensive and gaslight.
Yep. Gaslight. They're the victim. It's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah. Yep.
Yes. Yes. So my pick are the Titans.
Okay.
The description of the Titans, just nightmare fuel. So much fun. I can't wait for a fight. What's your pick?
We already talked about my thoughts about Achilles' reaction to her knowing sign language. So I'm going to go with, I wish I could also argue without crying, because she has the same problem. We get very flustered and all of our emotions essentially bubble up out of our eyes. And then they're just crying about it, when in all actuality, it could just be rage or anger. But everybody's, oh, she's just sad now.
Well, that's also a neurodivergent thing. I feel like we get more emotional because we mask so much. We keep our emotions in. So when we're finally able to get emotional, I think it just becomes full force. And then we can't hold back a lot of times. So they just get the brunt of everything. You and I have learned with each other, if something upsets us, let's just chill out. Like, I know if you're quiet or if I'm quiet, okay, he just needs to chill out. He probably has to think of his words. I admit I am absolutely terrible with words, and I 100% admit that I say a lot of things. I mean something in my head, but it comes out wrong to other people. And I didn't know that, and I don't know how to explain myself. So now I'm over-explaining myself, and then you just don't want to talk to people anymore.
And then they think you're making excuses when all you're trying to do is explain what you actually meant, because it didn't come out the way you wanted it to.
And then they're mad at you for not apologizing, but then you do apologize, and then now it's only because you told me to apologize. No, I was just trying to explain that what I meant was not in any way mean intent. I just said it the wrong way because I don't know how to express what I'm trying to say. And it sucks for a lot of level 1 autistics like us, because we come off as normal. Like, we look normal. We don't come off as what people think is autistic, because TV shows and movies, when they talk about autistics, it's the level 2 severe autistics.
Yeah.
So people like us get swept under the rug.
We just appear normal. And
that's why we have the highest suicide rate out of everybody in the world, because people don't believe and there's no support system for a lot of people. And it's sad. So luckily, you and I have each other, and we have found good therapists and psychiatrists that are also helping us out, because I think anybody who's neurodivergent should be in therapy. I'm not saying as an expert, but look into it, please.
I think everybody should be in therapy. Why not?
And please, if you are not medicated, be medicated. It has helped me wonders.
Me too.
Going 40-something years not being medicated, I just look back wishing I would have been medicated my whole life. A whole bunch of things would have been different, but...
what could I have done?
Yes. So I know it sucks to be medicated to be normal, but what's normal is objective, and sometimes we need some things to help us feel normal. It is what it is.
No shame here, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So with all that said, you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
The Dragon, Chapter 11, Achilles, 1 minute earlier.
Achilles faces the one choice he can't outrun, and time itself freezes to watch him make it.
Our first Achilles POV rewinds the clock by 1 minute and drops him straight into the wreckage of Rome. Winged Titans are stalking around. He isn't even worth noticing. He looks between Patro and Alexis, and the look on her face says everything. She already knows who he's picking, and he hates that she knows. If he could just use the gift Kronos gave him, but nope. His Spartan oath locked that power down. Time is moving too fast, and here's the problem. Spartans can tank a stupid amount of damage, but they're not immortal. Enough trauma, and they're in a coma forever. No respawn, no second try.
And Achilles, he's not subtle about it. If Patro dies, Achilles is done. No world worth living in. Patro is his reason for existing, breathing, eating, smoking, functioning. Then the universe does something weird. Time seems to literally slow down. Titans freeze mid-lunge. Alexis's curls hang motionless around her face. The bricks stop midair above Patro. Okay, either Achilles has glitched the Matrix or something is wrong here.
His thoughts snap into place instantly. Alexis fits their dynamic, but that's the problem. Patro's been spiraling because of it, wanting her, wanting something he can't even admit out loud.
That was great.
Might leave that. And sure, Augustus and Kharon lock that girl down like two possessive psychos at a Black Friday sale, so it's not like sharing is on the table. Meanwhile, the nightmares have been tearing Patro up, and when Patro cracks, Achilles cracks harder. That's the lovely Ares bloodline for you, obsessive, violence, and zero chill baked right into the DNA.
But the moment of choice arrives anyway. Patro would want him to help Alexis, but Achilles knows himself too well. There is no universe where he chooses her over Patro. Maybe one day he could care for her, but right now, Patro is everything. Time snaps back like a rubber band. The Titans screech, debris starts falling, and Achilles launches forward, shielding Patro before the rubble crushes him. There's no time for lies about who he'd save. He drops his weapons, gathers Patro's limp body, and braces for the worst. Alexis glances back, and Achilles expects betrayal or heartbreak, but her expression is blank, calm, acceptance. She sees the ruin inside him clearer than he ever has. And that actually cuts deeper.
So he tells himself she'll be fine. She always is. She survives everything, even when she shouldn't. Because the alternative, admitting that he left her in the middle of a Titan-infested dead city, will break him faster than any monster. Without a word, he bolts straight to the nearest Olympian medical facility with Patro in his arms. The second they land, doctors swarm him. Achilles bows his head and prays to Kronos, not just for Patro, the person he can't breathe without, but for Alexis, the girl he abandoned to die.
Let's talk some shit.
So, still mad and fucked up that they left her. I'm not forgiving them for that.
Patro didn't have a choice.
Well, he didn't have a choice. Facts. Achilles, though, come on, bro. What happens if he breaks his oath? Is it a magical thing that kills him, or does he just go to jail?
I have no idea. I don't even know if he can physically take it off.
Okay.
I don't think he can physically take it off.
All right, because I was just wondering, at some point, you just got to be like, fuck it, and then deal with the consequences. I don't know.
It sounds like he could take out the Titans.
Oh, yeah? Easy.
Like, he said I could do this.
Yeah.
But the Federation neutered me.
That's why I don't think they are in on it. On whatever this shit is.
No.
Because they neutered him for a reason, because they know he can take out the Titans.
Yeah.
Okay, so the time freezing.
Yes. Is that just like that brief moment in time when everything seems to freeze?
That's a good question. Or we have been talking about time dilation. You mentioned when Persephone popped up before they left that there was something weird about being dazed and confused. Great movie.
Yes.
To what? Being a great movie? You're right. You are so out of it. Your best friend Ben Affleck's in it.
Ah, gross. So the reason that I wonder if the time thing was real are just a couple of words that she used, and it could just be me nitpicking words.
Mm-hmm.
Time seemed to slow. So seemed makes me think like it did not happen. Okay. Then at the end, it says, the Titans screeched, heads turning as everything snapped back into motion. It sounds like the Titans screeching snapped time back into motion. So it was like the Titans screeching overruled the time stop. It was like it took a minute. There was a lot of thought that happened. I guess it could happen in a split second, but that was a lot of thought that happened in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very specific about what paused.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
It's just a tinfoil hat. That was interesting.
What are all of Persephone's powers? So we know she can feel feelings by touch and through the island. But what power is that? Is that her Olympian power, her chthonic power, her creature power? Because
that was what happened when she got married to Hades.
she's Olympian and creature, but her power changed, right? When she
got
was Sonic.
married. Yes.
Does she have time dilation? Is she causing time dilation?
But she wasn't there for any of the time distortions in the first one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's talk about the other tinfoil hat, though. We know how powerful Achilles is, but he can dome us without actually saying it.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty fucking badass. He's powerful as fuck. That's why they neutered him. That's what the muzzle's there for, because it's showing that he's neutered. He's a dog. That's why he's a wolf. His companion is a wolf. Ooh, that's why. That's the symbolism. Got it now. Now I know why wolf is a symbolism. It's like a dog.
Why?
He's neutered. They muzzled him. Basically neutered him, muzzled him.
Oh, yeah. Aw.
They nerfed him, if you will. Nerfed his powers.
They nerfed Achilles.
Yeah. They have to keep their Titan shit going, because if he can destroy Titans, then what's the point? So somebody is lying to all of them. Patro is going to touch somebody to figure out who the fuck is lying. Yeah.
Patro needs to learn how to ask the right
It's going to be
questions.
Artemis, because Artemis is such a dick to her fucking son. Ares and Artemis are dicks because they did to Kharon.
Chthonics. The chthonics are all about the chthonics. It's got to be Olympians.
But it doesn't sound like the young Broody Bunch, the kids, are like them. And I think that's the point, is that they are not like their parents, that they are nice. I think that's what we're getting at here.
I really think it's going to be against the Olympians.
No, because every single one of them has been tortured by their family.
That's part of being in the chthonics.
Exactly.
Torture.
Exactly. But that's not a good thing.
I didn't say it was a good thing.
That's the point, though. That's why they're bad guys. I think that they are involved somehow in this shit. Artemis and Ares are not good guys. I'm telling you.
You could be right.
Did you read ahead or something?
But no, I didn't.
Okay.
Remember when Augustus said it seemed like Hades had a secret?
Yeah. I think Persephone is trying to break free from this shit. Something's going on with the men. The men.
But it's not.
But
It's only the house. It's only the house heads. Artemis, Ares, Hades, Aphrodite. Those?
Because what is our generation known for? What are we doing against the boomers? What do they call it? Not bucking the trend, but generational trauma. Breaking generational trauma.
Yeah,
that's basically what they're doing. The younger chthonics are breaking generational trauma.
Okay.
This is always the way we've done it in chthonics, with the scar across their face.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the way we've always done it. Doesn't mean that has to be the way.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with the WSDL, because we got these lizard killer things and we're good with those. And you got to keep up with the times.
Boomers not letting go. The boomer generation
and them trying to keep control of everything, when in all actuality, all of the younger people just want to live happily together. Oh my God.
This is like the most tinfoil hat episode I've ever recorded. That's what I mean. But that's what I mean. Like, we have so many different directions this book can go, and all of them are fun.
This is the greatest.
Yeah.
What is this? Choose your own path.
Or maybe this is a psychological book, kind of like a Rorschach test. When somebody looks at an ink blot, different things. what if this book is just making us see what we want to see? And we're just like,
Making us see what we need
want
to see.
Yeah. Because we want to see these things because we love deep diving. So every little word we're like,
what's that word mean?
With the time stoppage, oh my God, who's stopping time when it could literally just be it? This is what it felt like to him because his lover's hurt.
Yeah.
It could be that simple.
It could be.
But we're over here like fucking tinfoil of hats on tinfoil of hats on tinfoil of hats. Just fucking, God damn it. Achilles is someone's uncle's brother's cousin's roommate's boyfriend. We're like,
could have been. He's probably going to be a Pegasus.
It reminds me of that meme, the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the strings everywhere.
Oh, yes. That's one of my favorite memes.
That's exactly what we're doing.
That's one of my favorite memes.
Yeah.
That is my life, actually. I do that with my entire life.
Giving this book to ADHD people is like the worst thing you could possibly do. Yes, because our minds are just squirreling everywhere. And then once we latch onto that squirrel, we follow that squirrel for like at least 20 miles.
Well, it's
out
like
to
I'm
sea.
obsessed with, what did Persephone do? What do you mean?
Yeah.
That was weird. What does that word mean?
Because we both look at this chapter like, this is a short chapter. And then we're just like going and going and going and going. Squirrel, squirrel.
All right. Are you ready to turn the page?
Sure. Let's try.
Fighting to the death and other womanly pursuits. Chapter 12. Alexis.
Alexis is bleeding out, dodging wings and claws, and Fluffy Jr. is unlocking new DLC forms in real time.
Alexis was left alone, still running from the twin nightmares. They flew above and landed in front of her path. She pulled out her guns, and Fluffy Jr., without missing a beat, was in front of her. She was trapped and needed to get out. Then there was a camera flash. Oh no, a group of old people, and the Titans have locked in on them. This was the distraction she needed to save her life. And Nyx told her to leap, but she couldn't. Not because she physically couldn't. Her conscience, also Persephone, in her ear, wouldn't allow her to.
So, she bravely fires at the Titans. Good. She pulled their attention away from the boomers. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Our kids would be the boomers in this timeline. So, if they're Gen Alpha, would they be called Alphas? So would the younger generation be saying, great, the Alphas are ruining everything? They already do, men. All right, so back to our regularly scheduled program. She's riddling these freakish Frankensteins with bullets, but they just keep coming. When they get too close, Fluffy Jr. takes it upon himself to generously rip the throat out of one Titan. Then he tries to go for a second, but it's too quick.
Nyx was trying to convince Alexis to run, and Alexis was trying to figure out how to turn a Titan into a triangular function graph of Collat's conjecture. I'm sure we can all visualize that.
I can't even say it.
Me neither.
What the hell is that?
I don't.
I'm going to look it up real quick. The Collat's conjecture is an unsolved mathematical problem that states that if you start with any positive integer and repeatedly apply a set of rules, you will always eventually reach the number 1. If the number is even, divide by 2. If it is odd, multiply it by 3, then add 1. While this process has been verified for all numbers up to at least 2 to the 68th, there is no known mathematical proof that it holds for all numbers. What the fuck?
That wasn't going to work.
Nope.
She had dropped her guns because they were useless, and now all she had left were Kharon's daggers, her poison blood, and her math knowledge. Nyx tried to protest, saying she raised her better, but Alexis dug in. Fluffy was still attached to Titan 2's arm. I think I forgot to mention that Fluffy has gotten a hold of his arm, but we'll roll with it. The Titan was trying to shake him off.
Alexis takes the opening and attacks, and honestly, she should be proud. We're proud. Then the Titan hits back hard, and that pisses Nyx off because when Alexis is finally able to see through the pain, Nyx is straight up strangling this thing. Did they give these Titans meth? So you have the 3 amigos putting in work. Alexis is driving her daggers in deeper. Fluffy Jr. has nearly gnawed off the Titan's arm. Nyx is in full constrictor mode. Alexis manages to get her blood into the Titan, and she unleashes her power to the lovely sound of Mozart.
And it worked. Alexis was able to deliver the final blow. 1 Titan down. Good job, team. Except that victory was short-lived because Titan 1 decided that he didn't need half his neck anyways.
Of course.
It rushed in for an attack and picked up Alexis, flying her as high as it could fly. As it climbed, it was squeezing her tighter and tighter. So she thought, you know what? There's only one thing to do. Domus. And they slammed into the chess table below that the Alphas, old people, were playing at. Alexis has had better days. She is bleeding, has chess pieces sticking out of her now, but she's still alive, barely. She tried to yell at the old people to run, and as she does, the Titan slashes her again.
Then her conscience, Persephone, hits her again. Were the human casualties avoidable? She spots an older woman, Lucia, injured from the shrapnel. Alexis reaches her and tries to stop the bleeding, but she hears the Titan closing in and knows she has to take it out first. Fluffy Jr. is still doing work on Titan 1 or 2. Honestly, I lost track. She's screwed either way. Fluffy's Titan finally shakes him off and charges her. She reaches for the pager. It's crushed. Convenient.
She still had the Spartan gun Kharon had given her. She was able to poof her and Fluffy further away to give them more time, and she began firing. And again, they shook the bullets off like annoying mosquitoes. Ugh. You know that Kharon said about poofing while injured? Well, let's poof a third time.
There you
and
go.
She aimed for 100 feet, only able to make it about 50. And this also is making her injuries worse, of course. She was preparing herself for the end. Even her tombstone carving. Here lies the introverted pervert who has 2 husbands. Very inspiring.
Everything is burning. Nyx whispers something she can't hear, and Alexis is coughing up blood, but she still stands. As the Titans close in, she feels her marriage bond flare in her chest, and that's not the only crazy thing happening. Fluffy Jr. knocks one of the Titans down. And before anyone says, so what, it's what's happening while he's terry-tating this Titan into the dirt. He expands in midair, his body, neck, and legs all elongated, even bumps forming along his spine. Look, if he's not a Pegasus, I'm going to fucking riot.
Unfortunately, that distracted Alexis and the other Titans swiped at her, but she was ready this time. She full-on matrixed that shit, stabbed it, bleeding on it, and activated her powers again. As the Titan was convulsing, she couldn't move fast enough, and it lopped off her ear. She didn't need it anyways. As she was lying on the Titan, she felt the marriage bond increase in intensity, but that was also the same time the Titan was putting itself back together. Ugh. She crawled off the Titan to accept the inevitable. And then, gunshots!
Augustus shows up standing over the Titan, and in my head, the sun hits the golden skin just right, giving the shadow outline of every muscle while his two-tone hair blows in the wind heroically. I might be an Augustus stan.
You might be. It's cute.
Apparently, Alexis is feeling some type of way, too, because she's watching him pretty hard. Hard is the word.
Indeed.
He's also got a captured wingless Titan with him. Then Kharon shows up and does the sweetest, most insane gesture a man could ever do. He cuts off his own ear and sews it onto Alexis. And listen, y'all clown men for wearing cargo pants, but my guy had a sewing kit ready to go. So ladies, think twice next time you try to roast a man with cargo pants in case you go missing an ear.
Is he going to sew?
Yeah.
I don't think any men are carrying sewing kits in their cargo pants.
Bet.
Okay.
I guarantee any man who is a hunter, fisherman, any one of those guys probably has a sewing kit, because if they're out there and they cut themselves and it's a deep cut, they have to be able to do something. I guarantee they have a sewing kit. Lots of ex-military probably carry sewing kits too.
While Martha Stewart was sewing his second-hand ear on Alexis, she was watching Augustus and Poco doing work on the Titans. Yes, that's right. Poco was finger gunning. He's so cute. All right, Alexis tried to talk to Kharon, but couldn't, and when Augustus was done with the Titans, he pulled out 2 tags with her name on them, Hercules. As if a sign, the sky opened up with rain, and it hit Alexis. She is now part of Sparta, and they were the gods of this new dark age.
All right, let's talk some shit. So she's a badass.
Yes.
Probably OP, because the fact that she is able to poof that many times and that short of distances should not be possible.
And while injured, like grievously injured. And she healed someone. Let's not forget that.
I mean, her bones are being shown through her back when she got scratched.
He literally
everywhere.
clawed down to her spine bones.
Right? And then lost an ear, which sweet Kharon gave her his ear.
And it's the left ear.
Yeah. The left ear, the deaf ear.
Yeah.
Made it
So
right.
that makes me think about the tinfoil hat real quick. Since we're talking about the ear,
Okay.
do you think she'll be able to hear again? Or is this just external?
I don't know how it works with previous injuries, because I would imagine if it's an injury before you're 20, but how's the healing thing work anyway? Because if she is a healer and is able to heal broken bones, how come she was never able to heal her eye or her ear? That's why I wonder if it's important to her, because remember, when she looked in the mirror as a child, she called herself a monster for the first time. In the very end chapter of Blood of Hercules is called Monster. I wonder if it's a symbol to her, a reminder, you know what I'm saying, to never allow that shit to happen again. Sometimes people keep those scars.
Yeah.
It's a tinfoil hat. I'm not saying it's that important to
sure.
her. I'm just wondering
Me too.
Because if she is able to heal other injuries, because she mentions it, oh, I've broken so many bones in my nose so many times and it's healed right away. So why
But
couldn't you
did
heal
she
that?
intentionally heal them?
That's what I'm wondering. Or was the damage so bad?
Oh.
And because she was so young, maybe her Spartan powers couldn't heal that. And that's why, I don't know. But she still had her Spartan powers because she was killing her mom.
And her nose was getting broken and she was
Yeah.
healing that.
The powers were there.
But the nose...
I need to go back and read that chapter to see what
exactly
she says when she looks in the mirror. What she says when she looks in the mirror.
That too, yeah. All right, back to big takeaways.
Okay. I want to talk about the amazing action writing, because we really can get a lot of action in Blood of Hercules. It was, they're doing the Crucible. There was a few things where the Titans chased them and things.
The Initiation Massacre was probably the biggest one in the first one,
but it still wasn't a big fight because she was more scared and dodging what was going on. Nyx was doing the fighting, really.
Yeah.
But this is like the first actual like big fight, and it was well done. I imagined everything. All the moves were cool. It wasn't cut and paste. She thought of fun things. Okay, let me poof them into a chess table and have the figures sticking out of them. That's a cool idea. I don't know. It was very well done, like a John Gwen action scene.
And don't you also have a little bit of an issue visualizing sometimes?
Yeah.
So the fact that you were able to visualize along with this speaks, I think, volumes for the caliber of the writing in this chapter.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a cool action scene. I was excited to do this chapter.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And then again, having the professors come in at the end, and then we'll talk about it here in a little bit, but we call it the Michael Bay scene, and we'll tell you why here shortly. But that was cool, too, the way they just come in and, yeah, that old school heroic scene. And I did like at the end, another big takeaway, that Augustus, when he did come in and capture the Titans, he made sure that she got credit by tagging them with Hercules.
Yeah.
Because she earned it.
She did. It sounds like it. Yeah. Now I'm giving these to you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put our tinfoil hat on.
Okay.
I want to talk about this as if a switch had been flipped.
Okay. When was this again?
So this is right after Nyx launched herself at the Titan. Alexis's eyes narrowed and her fingers tingled. Noted. And she stabbed both the daggers, right?
Yeah.
The terrible slicing sensation exploded down her back, so now her spine is exposed. And she says, never mind, I'm not doing it. Everything went fuzzy, the world blurring at the edges as I loosened my grip. The monster spun. Here it is. All pain cut out as if a switch had been flipped. Eyes closed, I drifted into a peaceful dark, calm settling over my limbs. Is that like a killing calm of some sort? Selena? Does she have the killing calm?
I'm wondering, when did Augustus realize in Blood of Hercules that she was Thonic?
Probably at the very beginning, I assume. I think Kharon told him.
So if he knows that Thonic power comes from the heart, why was he so big on her learning how to meditate? Because meditation isn't to slow your heart. Meditation is for your mind, to control things with your mind, and that's an Olympian thing. So did he know that she was going to have an Olympian power and was basically teaching her how to do it, and that's what's happening here?
It's quite possible because they knew who she was. They knew exactly who she was once they realized that she was Thonic, because they're like, oh, obviously the only Thonic would be Hercules, would be Hades and Persephone's child. Why didn't they tell Hades?
I'm sure we'll find out everything at the end. Everything's going to come out. I have no idea.
They can't not have known. Ooh. Anyways. All right. And another tinfoil hat, I thought it was interesting. She got electrocuted through her marriage bond to keep her alive. It was like what are those machines?
Oh, what do they call it?
Oh my gosh.
I was just in the military.
And I'm over here doing the little
as a personal
paddles.
trainer, I should know. Yeah, I'm remembering like all the steps. Like if they have like chest hair,
chest pads,
gotta rip
and
it
this,
off.
and it's got to go here, and it's got to go here, and
AED.
AED. Yes.
Yeah, AEDs.
There we go. Woo. Okay.
Don't ask me to save someone's life.
Yeah. At least there's instructions. There's instructions right on the inside of it. All you gotta do is follow the instructions.
There you go.
Hopefully I don't have to be the one that does it.
All right, let's move on to our quote.
All right. Ooh, yes. Our
quote is right at the beginning of 12. We thought this was absolutely hilarious. It sounds like she was like trying to psych herself up. I'm a strong, independent woman. I jumped over rubble and skeletons, stumbling, scraping against jagged bricks. I righted myself and ran faster down the alley. The Titans screeched above, flapping gruesome wings. Actually, I feel like men should be handling this.
Agreed. Oh, what a nice day to die.
Yeah. We love her funny thoughts.
So
All
much.
right, moving on to our pick. So my pick was the old chessboard move. Poofed her and the Titan right into the chessboard. I thought that was very imaginative and a fun little fight move that our author put in there for us.
She had literally no other choice. She was flying up into the air with nothing left to do. It was the last thing she could do.
Yeah.
My pick is I'm doing it. I'm actually amazing at fighting. And then she gets her spine sliced open and, oh, no, I'm not. Never mind.
Yep. Hey, she believed in herself for a second, though.
She did. She thought she was amazing at fighting. And you know what? I think she's amazing at fighting still, even at the end of this chapter.
She's amazing to begin with because the fact that she alone took on these Spartans and saved lives and possibly healed somebody, then that's why she's a freaking badass.
Yeah, she could have poofed away at any time.
Yep. All right. You also had another pick, which we can add on to the scenes. So Poco finger gunning reminded me of Rocket Raccoon on top of Groot.
Yep.
But spicy moment and trope call out is Augustus full on MCU hero stance and Alexis getting gushy. And you and I just talked about it before we started recording. That reminds us of the old school Michael Bay scenes from Bad Boys, Transformers, the slow motion circle around from underneath, and they're getting up slowly.
Will
sweating.
Smith, yes,
and Martin Lawrence,
turning
baby.
around in the circle. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
everything's exploding, and for some reason they're okay.
I feel like that scene is in Transformers 2. I can't remember exactly. Like they're crouched down, and all the explosions are happening around them, and yeah. Same thing.
Look,
Michael Bay knows what's up.
Say what you will about Michael Bay, especially old school Michael Bay. Like, he knew how to write a fucking fun action movie with some sexiness to it. He got a little out of hand after a while when he started doing, what was that fucking war movie he did? Pearl Harbor. It was just too much with Pearl Harbor. It was so bad.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Do you need to stick to your absolute ridiculous action shit and stop trying to do dramatized crap, Michael Bay? Stay in your lane, basically. Just stay in your lane.
Do what you do best, and then leave the other people to do the other stuff. Why you gotta? I guess it's one of those things where if you want to grow, go for it, but don't be mad if it doesn't work out.
But also, if you have something that you're good at, stick to it, because all three Bad Boys movies, ridiculous but so much fun, and we all love them. I would rewatch them in a heartbeat, especially the first two.
Well, it seems like we got a new thing that we got to do.
Transformers, the first one especially, is amazing.
Yes.
And you got to admit, Megan Fox was hot as shit. That was probably one of the sexiest scenes ever shot right there. The Rock, where they break into Alcatraz with Sean Connery. Come on.
I thought you meant Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. And
I was like, fuck Dwayne Johnson. Like, he's a shit.
What's happening?
No, he's a shit actor. No, I'm talking about Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. And that made Sean Connery that's Augustus, super daddy hot. That was Sean Connery.
Oh, it totally did. You were totally right. Like I was all about that beforehand, but then I was all about older Sean Connery at that point.
Older Sean Connery was hot as fuck, though. Like, I think he's what started that whole daddy scene thing before George Clooney came in. Even Indiana Jones. He played the goofy dad in the third Indiana Jones movie. He was still hot and sexy because he boned the chick too. Because remember in the scene where I missed the times that we had, and he was like, yes, they were very lovely. And Indiana turns back like, what the fuck? Even dad was a player. Sean Connery, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Love you. All right, I think this is a great chapter. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
The Hunter, Chapter 13, Kharon.
Life, death, devotion, jealousy, and one very muddy makeout. This chapter hits every note.
Rain is dumping from the sky, Augustus is fighting off Titans, and Kharon is literally kneeling in the mud, sewing his own ear onto Alexis' head. Apparently, this isn't even the first time doing DIY limb reattachments. He's lost fingers, toes, and an entire hand before. That changes that whole song, right? The whole head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. It was literally written thanks to Kharon.
Oh, shit.
Like, hey, Kharon, what body parts have you missed? Let me tell you. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Fuck.
Oh,
all right. Because remember, Spartans can't regenerate hard tissue, but they can fuse it back on if someone stitches it within a few hours. Donor parts included. So yes, Alexis' body was about to accept Kharon's ear, whether she wanted the attachment or not. Now, Hell and Hound guard them like murder bookends while Kharon works. A Titan screeches dangerously close, but he doesn't even flinch. He trusts Augustus with both their lives. These winged titans are his first, by the way. Alexis drifts in and out of consciousness while he finishes, and he notes almost clinically that even by Spartan standards, even by Chthonic standards, her injuries should have killed her or put her in a permanent coma. The fact she fought off 2 flying titans alone, respect, girl.
And don't think he didn't clock that Patro and Achilles are nowhere to be found. Translation, they left her.
They left us!
Hit list, updated. What's that from?
Jurassic Park. Remember?
Oh, the kids.
The kids, when the asshole guy leaves them because the T-Rex?
Yes.
And she's like, he left us. He left us.
I was like, I know that from somewhere.
I was supposed to do that back in the chapter when it actually left, but
Yeah.
I forgot. I was probably high.
Yeah,
I apologize.
All right, Kharon checks the stitches. Good. Her body is already accepting the ear. Great. Just in time for Alexis to cough and roll, revealing the real damage. Her back is shredded so badly that he can see the white knobs of her spine. There literally isn't enough skin left to stitch together to let her heal. He tells her not to move, so naturally she tells him to shut his pie hole and moves anyway. He goes to help her, and only then he realizes, dude, I'm also severely injured. She asks how he even knew where she was, and he tells her they're always coming back for her. When she tells him to save himself and leave her, something inside him snaps, and he tells her no matter what, he's hers. Forever.
Tell me you don't feel it. If you don't feel it, I'll give up. I'll still protect you, but I'll stop trying. But she finally admits she feels it, then immediately tries to downplay it, so naturally they start making out. While they're both bleeding out. Tongues, mud, gore, romance, and Augustus walks up and calls him out like a disappointed dad who just found his teenagers making out in the cemetery. None of them can leap in their condition, so they have to hobble towards a safe house. Fluffy Jr., now the size of a small horse, Pegasus, and the body of a dog in the posture of Quasimodo, nuzzles Alexis, and Kharon nearly draws on him.
Augustus then proceeds to carry Kharon, Alexis, and drag 3 chained titans behind him. Boss. They reach the edge of the grassy park, and 2 figures block their path, demanding to know what they are doing with Alexis. It's the woman Alexis saved. Augustus is floored. Humans don't approach Spartans ever. But soon a whole crowd gathers, demanding answers. Kharon's gripping his gun, vibrating with possessive fury that these mortals dare question them about their wife. But Augustus tells him to stand down and switches into eldest heir mode. Polite, composed, reasonable, demure. He assures the humans they're taking Alexis for medical treatment and no harm will come to her.
The elderly woman scoffs and then absolutely lays into them, calling Alexis better than any Spartan, which is how she's earned the new title, Angelus Romae, the Angel of Rome. Augustus bows his head respectfully. The crowd parts for them, touching Alexis reverently and spitting on the chain titan, chanting growing louder. Then crack! Achilles shows up with all the audacity after abandoning Alexis. Augustus rounds on him instantly. How dare he show his face after abandoning her? Then Augustus delivers the line of nuclear disappointment. You disgust me, brother. And Achilles leaped away.
Let's talk some shit.
So I want to talk about the second one first.
Okay.
Augustus is fucking badass.
Yeah.
Dude's lugging around not just 3 titans, 2 of them are winged, but now he's carrying Alexis in his arms, and he's holding on to goddamn Kharon, dragging them to a fucking safe house.
And he's injured too.
Yeah. Dude's fucking badass.
And he just pushes it out of his mind. That's some next level mind control of yourself. That's some serious self-control. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And then you want to talk about, you said Kharon is serious when he says that she is it for him.
Yeah.
You think
Forever.
so?
Because dude is permanently attached to her now. He's all excited about it. He's like, we're attached.
That is true.
We are attached forever. And he tells her no matter what, he literally says, quote, I'm yours. You can break my legs, but I'll still crawl after you. If you're injured, I will carve myself to pieces to make you whole every single time. This is not a temporary arrangement. We will be together forever or I'll be dead.
Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to over the top. That is very stalkerish.
I don't feel like it was stalkerish. He is very dedicated to her.
That's the
I
point.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. When we say we like this, we don't literally mean to the death. This is him saying, you're it for me in our mind.
I think
You are it for me. I want nothing but to be here for you. Like, that's how I take it.
I get what you're saying. You're looking at this through a normal romantasy lens. That is what he's saying in a normal romantasy setting. This is not a normal romantasy setting. What she is doing is making fun of the guys who say, I would literally give my parts to you because he literally did.
And
it's a joke. This whole thing is a joke. Yes, I believe it too, that he is obsessed with her. That's the whole point. He's obsessed with her.
But she feels it too.
I get it. What I'm saying is the whole point of Kharon is he is the guy who is way too obsessed and they are making fun of it. The guy who's literally willing to give his body parts to the woman.
I get you. I understand what you're saying.
Because they say it in all the tropes in all the books. This is a trope. He is giving his body parts to her to make her whole. Like giving himself to her. You know what I'm saying? I give myself to you.
Yeah, okay.
He is not just figuratively, he's literally giving himself. Yes.
All right.
He is
I like
sewing himself. Yeah, so I get what you're saying. Yes, from a romantasy lens, from a normal romantasy lens, I believe it too. That he loves her, but he is just overly obsessed. That's
for sure.
That's the joke.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He is overly obsessed with her.
Definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. This is the ha ha ha. Just,
Exactly.
Hey buddy, calm down. Okay.
And because I give you my body part, it's forever now. You were mine. That whole thing. Because he didn't ask permission either to, hey, here, you want this ear on your head? So he just did it.
I would hope you wouldn't ask permission if you had the opportunity.
But you and I are different because we've had the talks. We have an open relationship about talking about things. Like, we have a very healthy relationship. Their relationship is unhealthy.
They need to learn how to communicate better for sure.
Yes. And he doesn't know anything about her still, remember?
Yeah.
Because they just found out where she lived in Montana. They really didn't believe she lived in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know dick about her. I know you inside and out, literally. And figuratively. Yeah. So that's what I mean, like it being over the top, him being in love with her without even knowing her. That's the joke here. But I do believe, as a romantic lens, that yes, he loves her.
That was a profession of love, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, a trope.
And that's actually, a trope.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's put our tinfoil hat on.
Pegasus.
Yes.
Pegasus.
Yeah.
We're in Greek mythology. We don't have a full-on Pegasus yet. We need one. It's coming.
Yeah. So it says, had the build and height of a small horse, but the body of a dog still.
And he's white.
Weird, and a strange lump protruded from its back.
Yes.
It's just growing.
And then, of course, last chapter, limbs were growing, all that other stuff.
Yeah. He essentially, it sounds like the protector bond exploded. And as he leapt at the Titan, his transformation started happening, or a molting of some sort. Transformation. I don't know. His next level, he leveled up.
At this point, I'm going to classify this tinfoil hat into the puddle section.
Yeah.
As we're like, it's got to be.
Like a thimble on the desk.
And because it's a running gag. This whole thing's a running gag.
Yes, for sure.
All right. And then your quote?
My quote is from Augustus. You're both kissing as you bleed out?
That's a good one.
It's just, he just keeps finding them in all of these compromising positions. Because I believe that they are both masochists.
But again, it goes back to those ridiculous tropes. They're bleeding out on the battlefield and making out because that happens in romantasy all the time. They're in the middle of a battle, bleeding out. Oh,
and
let's
that's
make
that,
out. I love
what is
you.
it, shared trauma?
It happens a lot of time, like after battles and shit like that. In scenes after a giant battle, you'll see a couple banging it out because
I thought that
emotions.
was like a PTSD thing. Is that not considered that?
It can be part of
I'm
PTSD,
sure
but it usually happens because the emotions are so heightened and they're happy that they lived when they could have died at any moment. So your emotions are heightened, then you just start banging it out. It's a normal trope. It even happens in normal epic fantasy all the time too. That one's been around forever.
It's got to be the adrenaline, right?
It's a thing in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do people? How about this, Google? Why do people fuck
There we go.
after a major battle? Often a trauma response stemming from a combination of stress hormones, a primal affirmation of life in the face of death, and a desperate desire for emotional closeness. There's no really word for it.
What was that, like the second or third word?
Affirmation of life, desire for emotional closeness, desperate desire. Yeah, it's just seeking comfort after that because it makes sense
Because of trauma.
you're heightened up and you're like, oh my God, we fucking lived through this.
Yeah,
Ouch.
I'm still alive. Oh my God.
Because then you realize we could have died at any moment, so let's take this moment to do what we want to do because we might die tomorrow. So that's what's going on there.
Oh, shit. I better act on these feelings that I haven't been.
Yeah.
Because I almost died and I almost didn't get to act on these. Ooh, okay.
All right, and then my pick was Augustus being a badass, which we already talked about in our big takeaways, carrying 3 titans like Michonne from The Walking Dead. She had 2, but he has 3 with wings, mind you. So that's pretty badass. What's your pick?
I love it. Mine was the I'm yours, the whole trope, him essentially, because that's what I saw it as a proclamation of you are it for me. It's you or no one. I'd rather be dead. But now I see it from your point of view. It's like, this is over the top. Oh my God, I would cut off my body parts for you, which is hilarious.
That's why we started doing this podcast, because we
see
different
things points of view.
2 different lenses. You are seeing it from a female lens. Yep. I'm seeing it from a super autistic male lens. And so I see a lot of the pattern recognitions and stuff like that. So I see the over-the-top stuff because, let's be honest, romantasy isn't made for men. I enjoy romantasy, but I don't swoon like you guys do. You guys easily swoon over shit like this. Like
this could be in almost every single chapter, and I would not care.
Because these words matter to women. Like, you guys want to hear that. So for us, it would be hearing like a woman say, I trust you completely, would be like a great thing for a woman to say to us, would be like a trope for us. I trust you with my heart. I trust you completely. I give you my heart. Because, that's what we want.
That's what this is.
Well, I know.
Just in very masochistic fucker vibes.
Yeah. But we all want the same thing.
That.
It's
just different.
Guys just don't care about the floweriness of the words. Maybe it's more of a love language thing. Because for me, like, that I'm not a big word of affirmation guy because I feel weird about it. So for me, it'd be more of...
Yeah, you don't like when I give you compliments. You're like...
Going to a Sleep Token concert with me. For me, that's like a sign of love, that because I know how much it would affect your sensitivities, but the fact that you were willing to try it out for me is a sign of love, where most people would, if they didn't love it, they'd be like, I'm not going. And the same thing with stuff like you want to do, like whenever you do any of your woodworking stuff, like I'm there, right there.
Yeah.
I'm not a woodworker, but I enjoy helping you out.
And you're constantly listening and you're able to pick up what we're saying and can repeat it to people.
And I want to bring that up to what we talked about yesterday, because a lot of women on TikTok have been asking me, how do I get my man to read? And recently with the dark romance one that I just posted, how can I get my husband to do this? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't know how to help men do that, because for me, I wanted to. I want to do things with you, for you, to make you happy, to make you smile. Like, I want to. Like, I wanted to read ACOTAR because you enjoyed it, and I wanted to talk to you about it. I wanted to play WoW because you enjoyed it, and I've always wanted to try it, and I loved it. But there are things that I don't love. I don't love woodworking. But I will help you in other aspects of woodworking. And it's the same thing with reading. If you don't like reading romantasy, you don't have to, but you can read like Red Rising while she's reading her book, and you can sit next to her and read.
Be a participant in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if you don't even like reading, maybe watch a video review about it. So after she's done, you can at least talk to her about it and see what she thinks about the things that the video said. There are ways that you can still connect without having to actually read the entire book.
Yeah. Just ask what the book's about. Be like,
show interest. Goddamn.
Because you guys always ask us, hey, what's your video game about? Hey, what kind of car is this that you're working on? Blah, 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 blah. But a lot of guys don't give a shit about, hey, how did you make this woodwork? What kind of wood is that? Or, again, the book. Like, what kind of book are you reading? What's it about?
Oh, that's just girl stuff is what we get. Oh, that's just girl stuff. So we
again, and that's why I like this book, because they're trying to bring down the patriarchy. The patriarchy has taught men to not give a fuck about what their women are interested in.
Or what they want.
It's sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting, and we need to fix it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And unfortunately, Gen Z is starting to fall into this shit because of has manipulated the young with fucking Turning Point and all that crap. Yeah, so anyway.
All right.
You ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
New season, new stakes, and Alexis hurt is already coming out swinging. Welcome back to Spartan Center. I'm Imus of Apollo, and yes, we're finally back after missing last week's premiere. Don't worry, we reviewed the game tape.
And I'm Pallas of Athena. If you thought the Crucible was chaos, Bonds of Hercules said, hold my ambrosia. We've got marriages nobody asked for, powers nobody understands, and a Titan roster that just got a hellish upgrade.
Yeah, if this is the warm-up, the season's about to be an absolute bloodbath.
Strap in, grab your emotional support popcorn, and let's break down the biggest plays of the week.
Beginning with Chapter 6, down in the underground bunker, basically X-Men Spartan Edition, the professors fire up the initiation game. Simple rules, the two newbies shoot the fully trained Broody Bunch. Easy.
Wrong. The guys dodge around every round Alexis fires like they've got built-in aimbot. Drex manages one pity hit and wins first shower as his prize.
And then the professors and mentors start arguing over Alexis like divorced parents fighting for holiday custody. Real classy.
Which leads us to the showers. 2 stalls, 3 people. Alexis, Kharon, and Augustus, who casually walks by butt naked rocking a piercing that could set off a metal detector from 3 zip codes away.
Only 1 stall even has a door thanks to a Gorgon with stage fright, but for Alexis, it was more about protection from her husbands.
In Chapter 7, we jump into Patro's POV, and folks, it's a full emotional meltdown in the showers. Patro's spiraling because Alexis still doesn't trust him, and those old Gorgon torture memories, yeah, they're hitting him like a blitz defense on 4th and long.
Achilles steps in like the world's angriest emotional support Spartan, grounding him before he snaps, and then Achilles drops the biggest assist of the season. If Patro wants Alexis, he'll help him get her.
Ooh, not because Achilles is in love with her, he's not, but because he'll bulldoze Olympus itself if it helps protect him. Brotherhood loyalty at maximum setting.
And then let's just say the next scene is not FCC approved and definitely not making it past any broadcast standards department.
Moving on to Chapter 8. All right, folks. We kick off with a Titan assignment day. Basically the Spartan version of draft picks, but with a way higher casualty rate.
And right before Alexis even checks into the arena, boom! Persephone pops in with a mom who tracked your location, didn't like what she saw, drops the classic Uncle Ben line, with great power comes great responsibility, and honestly, better delivery than win one for the Gipper.
She also slips in a cryptic hint about Alexis's heritage before vanishing, like she's late for the Hogwarts Express. Zero clarification.
Now, let's run the lineup Artemis announces because these matchups absolutely wild. Hades and Ares off to Australia. Over under on Total Titans bag. 12.5, I'd take the over.
Okay, Agatha and Drex going to Canada. Over under 3, but only because Drex shoots like he rage quit physics class.
Augustus and Kharon to the Amazon. Over under 9, and Kharon probably stitches something back on mid-mission.
Alexis, Patro, and Achilles headed to Rome. Over under 1, because, let's be honest, Patro's focus is going to be on Alexis. Artemis also reminds them that Medusa's still out there causing chaos. War is escalating, and the Broody Bunch is under a microscope.
And Alexis, bless her, is sorry. What war?
Honestly, us too, girl. What war?
Yeah, what war? Chapter 9 takes us to Rome, where the Crimson Duo run point and Alexis pulls up the rear, which honestly is smart coaching. You don't put your rookie at quarterback in the first quarter of the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Rome hasn't exactly had a winning season either. The city took a Titan beatdown decades ago and has never fully bounced back. And Titan strolling into a protected zone? Yeah, that hasn't shown up on the stat sheet in years.
But instead of staying focused on the monsters, Patro decides it's the perfect moment to unpack his feelings. Buddy, read the room or the ruins.
He also lets her know there is a way to sever the marriage bond. Just bring Augustus and Kharon right to the brink of death.
Bold strategy. Most people file for divorce. Patro's running the attempted homicide with Love in Your Heart playbook.
And he's taking the conversation so hard Achilles has to sign at him like a frustrated coach. But here's the twist.
Alexis signs back cleanly, fluently. Achilles turns like she just stole third base without a signal.
Full Houston Astros moment. Caught sign stealing in 4K.
And that's where the chapter leaves us. Patro fumbling, Alexis furious, and Achilles realizing their rookie has been holding a whole second playbook under the table.
In Chapter 10, we find out that Achilles finds out Alexis knows sign language and immediately pulls the narcissist special. How dare you do this to me? Sir, she hid it because she thought you were going to kill her. Relax.
Thankfully, 3 kids show up, recognize the Crimson Duo, and Patro drops the all-time sports cliche. Stay in school, kids. Crisis dodged, conversation not fixed.
Then it's an hour of silence. Zero game plan, zero communication.
Until, boom, 2 Titans drop from a 4-story building like they're auditioning for an NBA combine.
And they've got nightmare wings sewn together like rejected Dr. Frankenstein prototypes.
Crimson Duo unloads on them, nothing. Then one Titan launches Patro like a rag doll and snaps his neck on landing.
Achilles sprints to Patro.
Alexis runs the other way.
Titans chase her.
And then Achilles commits the worst play of the season. He grabs Patro and poofs away.
Leaves Alexis alone against 2 level 7 flyers.
The sidelines are stunned.
We're stunned. And chapter 11, for the first time this season, we switch to Achilles' POV. And folks, it does not make the previous play look any better.
No, we rewind that final minute and Achilles is stuck choosing between Patro and Alexis, and he hates the choice, but Patro is his entire world. His QB1, his franchise player, his everything.
He wants to use that forbidden Chronos granted ability because if he did, those Titans would be dust. But the Spartan Oath has it locked down tighter than the NFL drug policy.
Then something weird happens. Actual time distortion? Titans freeze mid-lunge, debris hangs in the air, Alexis is suspended like a pause replay. Achilles has no clue if he just glitched the universe or if stress finally broke him.
Either way, the moment ends and he still has to choose. And he chooses Patro, full stop.
And when he glances at Alexis, he sees it, that flash of disappointment, like she knew exactly what he'd do.
But he tells himself she'll survive because admitting otherwise would break him.
He scoops up Patro, drops his weapons, and poofs straight to the nearest Olympian medical facility, leaving Alexis alone with 2 winged nightmares.
First Achilles POV of the series, and yeah, it does not help his PR problem.
All right, pals, buckle up. Chapter 12 is pure chaos, pure violence, and pure why does Jasmine Mass hate our sleep cycles.
In the opening play, Alexis is versus 2 winged nightmare titans. They are stitched together like someone let Sid from Toy Story into Greek mythology. She pulls her guns. Useless. Bullets bounce off like Nerf.
Lucky for her, Fluffy Jr. is done waiting on the bench. The goodest boy goes full linebacker and rips an entire Titan's throat out on the first play. The crowd goes wild.
Then comes the aerial blitz. Titan 2 grabs Alexis and flies her sky high, crushes her like a stress ball. Alexis calls an audible "Domus" and teleports them straight onto the old man's chess table. Grandparents everywhere are filing emotional damage claims.
And despite being slashed, bleeding, and literally missing her ear, sliced clean off, Alexis still stops to heal one of the old women with her hands. Rookie of the Year material.
Meanwhile, Fluffy Jr. is chewing through Titan limbs like they're hot wings at a tailgate. And Nyx is just cold strangling a Titan like a python that's had enough.
Alexis finally lands one, mixes her poison blood with Titan 1, hits the internal detonate button, boom, Titan down.
But Titan 2 is not done. It slashes her across the back, neatly splits her open, and she still goes full Matrix, dodges, and stabs it again. Girl refuses to die.
And somewhere in the carnage, Fluffy Jr. evolves mid-air like a Greek Pokemon. Elongated limbs, expanding body, new bone ridges. Man is 95% Pegasus at this point.
Alexis is collapsing. The pager is crushed. Guns are empty. Blood is everywhere. She's preparing for a heroic death.
Until Augustus rolls in like the final boss of the Hot Spartan DLC. Guns blazing, muscles glistening, hair glowing. He drops the Titan in seconds and drags another one behind him like it's nothing.
And then Kharon arrives and pulls off the wildest act of devotion possibly ever written. He cuts off his own ear and sews it onto Alexis in the mud in the rain during a battle. That's commitment or insanity. Maybe both.
That's Chapter 12, Carnage, Courage, Evolution, and Emergency Ear Grafting.
Play of the game goes to Fluffy Jr.
Unsung hero, Alexis's pain tolerance.
Ooh, for real. All right, moving into Chapter 13. Folks, this one had more emotional damage per page than a Last of Us episode. Let's break it down.
Opening play, Kharon's POV, and he's in the mud, rain pouring, literally stitching his own ear onto Alexis's head while Augustus runs Titan defense like he's trying out for the Spartan Pro League.
And those Titans did work on Alexis. We're talking injuries that should have had her in a coma or on a permanent bench. Yet she's still breathing, still fighting. Someone get this girl a contract extension.
But the flag on the field, Patro and Achilles abandoning her. That's the real penalty. Kharon mentally files it under reasons to commit homicide later.
Kharon's also bleeding out, like parallel to death, and decides this is the perfect moment for a mud-covered, dying together, feral makeout session. Incredible timing, peak Spartan romance, passion plus blood loss.
Meanwhile, Augustus is out there putting on a demonstration. 2 winged titans bagged and tagged. One more chained to him like Michonne from The Walking Dead. Guy is a walking MLB highlight reel.
The crowd's going wild, by the way, because the humans of Rome, yes, that's right, humans, surround the Spartans, spit on the Titans, and give Alexis a brand new title. Angelus Romae, the Angel of Rome. First ballot Hall of Fame moment.
And then the audacity meter hits record high. Achilles finally shows up after his disappearing act.
Augustus turns, looks him dead in the eye, and delivers the coldest read of the entire book. You disgust me, brother.
That's not a foul, that's an ejection.
Chapter 13 gave us blood, stitches, betrayal, makeouts, chained titans, and a brand new Roman legend.
And Achilles benched indefinitely. All right, time for our Spartan Center top 5 replays of the week.
Coming in at number 5, Achilles realizing Alexis can sign.
Tough break for Achilles. Man thought he was playing chess while Alexis was over here stealing signs like the 2017 Astros. At 4, we have Kharon giving Alexis his ear.
A beautiful gesture. Nothing says devotion like giving your spouse fresh body parts. Jewelry is out, cartilage is in. At number 3, nightmare-fueled titans that now have wings, made up of sewn-together infected body parts.
Because nothing spices up a road game like airborne flesh Frankensteins flapping in on a discount Silence of the Lambs wings. Truly elite nightmare material. In our number 2 spot, Augustus and Prince Albert.
Honestly, that thing deserves its own introduction, its own locker room, probably its own waiver form. Man's carrying a concealed weapon and a fashion statement. And finally, our number 1 replay of the week goes to Alexis being the first Spartan to care about civilians and is now Angelus Romae, the Angel of Rome.
A true historic moment. A Spartan actually giving a damn about civilians. Congratulations to Alexis, first of her name, Slayer of Nightmares, wearer of borrowed ears, Angelus Romae.
And that was your top 5 replays of the week.
Spartan Center, top 5 brought to you by Artemis Moonlight Scopes. See it, shoot it, because it doesn't matter what it was.
And that wraps up this week's Spartan Center. From flying, flesh-winged nightmares to ear donations that would make even Frankenstein blink.
Next week, new titans, new trauma, and probably at least one mentor making the absolute wrong choice at the worst possible time. Business as usual.
I'm Palace.
Immortality is not a right. It's a privilege.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Booked for Two.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to help other book lovers find the show.
Follow us on socials at Booked for Two Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and sneak peeks. We'll also post next week's chapters every Sunday, so you can read along.
Join us for our live Q&A. We are back to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. We'll answer your burning questions, react to your theories, and occasionally overshare our book-related emotional damage.
Want even more chaos? Join our Discord. The link is in our bio. Come hang out, chat books, get early access to exclusive content.
And finally, don't forget to grab your merch at bookfor2.com.
Until next time, keep turning the page.